I suppose it is good that the Lotus Assassin Executioner accepted you. I wish I felt better about that. Will you be heading to the Lotus Assassin Fortress soon? When you are through there, the princess will take us to the palace. At least, that's what she promised. We are much closer to finding our master, but the path you are forced to take worries me, and I don't think the princess shares my concern. We have faced these Lotus Assassins in small numbers before, but this is something different. That is not what I meant. Hordes can be overcome. They are never the endless threat they appear to be. What concerns me is how you have walked in their steps to fool them. I am growing accustomed to you. I don't want to see this change you.
Wait. What do you mean, change me?
You embarrass me with such forward questions, but I think I like that as well. It bothers me that you risk so much to walk in the shadow of the enemy. You fought through the arena with your honor intact, but the Lotus Assassins will press you to commit far more vicious acts. I don't want to win if it claims the good in you. What right do we have to harmony if we sacrifice what we believe to get it? I know you won't, but it still does my heart good to hear it. The more I know about you, the more I want you to stay as you are. It would be a shame for something to happen when we are becoming close. We will talk again. I know everything will work out just fine.
You must go to the Lotus Assassin Fortress like we agreed. Find the evidence against Death's Hand, and I will help you rescue Master Li. I don't understand. You've gained the favor of the Lotus Assassins with a fair amount of ease. What else is there to speak of? Is there something you are wondering?
Yes. What is your favorite color? Hello, Loner, Dream Whisperer. Leander, Platycilder, Ice Tray. What's up, guys? Ice Tray, how'd the appointment go?
About me? I am Princess Sun Lian, the Heavenly Lily. What more are you worthy of knowing?
I could kill you in 3 milliseconds.
I do not remember ever being allowed to just be a child. My mother died when I was born, shortly before the end of the long drought and the fall of my uncles. I was in the care of tutors too afraid to punish me and too ingratiating to teach me anything useful. I quickly found ways to sneak away from the palace. They dared not report my excursions for fear they would be punished. They would scurry around all day trying in vain to find me.
Awesome, Ice Tray. Congrats.
Yes, it was. I didn't fully understand the risk and made some mistakes. But in the end, what I have become is a result of that. In the city, I met the people. The peasants, the homeless, the thieves. It was a much different world from what you see from the palace. They never realized who I was. I'm sure they would have been terrified of the army storming in to rescue me. Most just wanted to be left alone. That life was exciting, but also useful. Even Lotus Assassins overlook the beggar on the street, but she still has eyes and ears. Ah, the shadow behind my public self. How else can a curious princess learn what really happens in her domain? I don't have time to interpret the veiled statements of advisors, so I became a thief, an assassin, whatever I needed to be. People will not speak to the princess. Bad news kills the messenger first. Silk Fox knows how to persuade. That is how I learned about the activities of Death's Hand. There is a freedom in it. I have the resources to go anywhere in the secrecy to do anything. If I wished it, I could be quite carefree. But that is not what I have found in practice. Instead, I see how my father's reign has twisted, and I know I must do something.
So, what's your questions, Elder? Hi, Hyperspeed. Capital!
It would be very improper for someone of my standing to say anything, unless you make me a little more comfortable. I have already shared something of myself. Can you tell me something about you? Is there anyone that you care for?
Yes. Everyone. Not like that. I believe the Jedi are encouraged to love. If they're black, as of now, Silder, I don't have them. That's all there is to it. I believe you when you say you sent them to me, but I do not have them. That was what I was spending so much time and effort earlier this week doing, is making sure that I was completely up to date with everything I had. So as of, I think, late Monday night, I'm up to date. Like 100%. So if it's black, I don't have it. Not that I haven't slotted it, I don't have it. Making that very, very clear. Oh yeah, I was going to look this up. Hang on. Let's look this up. Hang on. I'm ready to give up on this stupid thing. Actually, I agree with you, Huthor. Sadly. Because frankly, he does have a point, IMO. It's that old saying, right? I forget how it goes, but basically, true love doesn't need law, or something like that. Because if you really do love, in general, as an aggregate concept, not an individual or a thing, but love, if you have a loving mentality, then you're not going to steal from someone, you're not going to hurt someone, you're not going to kill someone, you're not going to, do all of these horrible things because, duh. And the Jedi Order, well, I've already talked many times about how I think the Jedi Order should be Interpol, so I'm kind of with that in general. Hang on, I need to find Silk Fox here. Here we go. We've detected a suspicious sign-in your Netflix account. That is pretty suspicious since I haven't used it in months. In fact, I think we're at the year range at this point. I'll have to look into that later. What, Huthor? What did I say this time? God damn it. Oh, at the Netflix thing, okay. I was just gonna say, what'd I do wrong? Listen, the Jedi who say no attachment, stupid.
A noble. How romantic. Aloof. Separate by class and breeding. Unattainable for a peasant, normally. Wanting someone you can never have. Love you can never show in public. Such loneliness should not exist. I have contributed to that. The princess behaves as she should, reinforcing the very rules I despise, all to protect Silk Fox. Which one am I? I should not be ungrateful. Everything in my life is dedicated solely to making me happy, but I am at odds with so much. I am always behind a mask, not just when I am Silk Fox. I am not allowed to show an interest in politics, defending the Empire, or even spontaneous affection. You were amusing at first, but now I am drawn further than I meant to be. What do you suppose I should do about that?
I'm sorry, Huthor. You make me laugh a little bit there. I don't know if you know this, Huthor, but I tend to be anti-extremism in general. So the very sentence, I don't think it's stupid, I just think it's extreme, just makes me kind of grin a little bit. All things in their own time and place, am I right? This is one of the reasons why I can't really consider myself lawful, even though I tend to think of myself as lawful. Hang on, hang on. So this is actually a continue romance step here, which is why I'm checking this really quick. So apparently I have to say, I wish to withdraw.
I am not certain I want you to. When I look at you, I see someone I could know better than anyone. Someone who could understand what I need.
Infinite power.
It frightens me how much you intrigue me.
Lady, I am not intriguing. Charm.
No doubt you would.
There we go.
You treat me like the foolish boys I have tossed aside in the past. I think I rather like that. You asked me about my first love. It was the Empire and its people. There might be room for another, given time and effort. I don't think I will shatter any grand conventions of the Empire by courting outside the list of pockmarked nephews of statesmen. You and I will have much to discuss after we have restored my father. I am looking forward to it.
Fair, Luthor. I'll agree with your definition, if not your application.
Do not hesitate for too long.
I already waited an hour, lady. What more do you want from me? God.
Yes? How can this humble bunmaster assist you today?
Yeah, don't make me any poisoned buns, okay?
No. That is a painful subject, one that brings back difficult memories, though not for the reasons you might think.
Okay.
For 4 long years, my bellicose beauty insisted we try and try and try again to have a child. It was a most distressing time.
You poor man.
I was so afraid of her for the first year that I could not perform. Her screaming and chastising only made it worse. I overcame that problem, but there were others.
Don't worry, it happens to lots of guys.
My plump plum of a bride is a good deal larger than me. I could compare my nightly efforts akin to climbing a mountain if only it had been that easy. And there was always the fear that she would roll. I am a small man. My delicate frame was not meant for such pressures. I once lost all feeling below the waist, which perhaps was a mercy in itself. Of course, we overcame these obstacles and kept trying for 4 long years.
And you never had a child.
Never. Though no one can accuse me of not trying. Once she decided we would not be able to conceive a child, her interests declined, thankfully. If we had succeeded, I would not have survived to see a second.
Thanks for telling me all about that, buddy.
As you say.
Always happy to help. What do you need?
Power. Oh, we've already been over this. And Sky has nothing new to add. Quick save in. Destroy the universe.
What do you want?
We've been over this.
There are spirits everywhere here in the city. Ghosts live inside of the people who remember them, just a little. Everyone has that spark. Except for me. I have no one inside of me, except for the guardian and the other. But some of these people, the ghosts inside them cause so much pain. The ones that hurt? The spirits have such sad stories. The people don't know, though. All they understand is that they feel bad, but they don't know why. When you feel bad for no reason, you might have touched one of them.
There you go. Depression caused by spirits. Proof positive.
The city is old. So old. And so many people have lived and died here. There are spirits everywhere. I guess I can understand why so many of them feel so bad all the time. But we shouldn't talk about this so much. Who knows how much will draw their attention. We should keep going. Is there anything else you want?
Be careful in the Lotus Assassin Fortress. They may not know you are an enemy, but they can still be dangerous. That is not really necessary.
So we're going to do the one other quest here really quick. And yeah, so I think I agree with you, Thor.
What am I going to do? I'm ruined.
I don't agree with that guy. The idea that the Jedi, as an aggregate, the Jedi Order actively failed rather than passively failed, to put it in simplistic terms.
Please,
Purveyor, don't send me in there. I'm scared those things will see me before I can get into the cave. Please, don't make me do it.
Okay, so I didn't read that out loud, but what he's saying here is, I've been patient with you, but your father's been dead for almost a week. It's time for you to pay off his debts. Now go. Or would you prefer I'd send you and your mother to be sent to work at the wall?
No, I will go. Please don't hurt my mother. I'll get the artifact for you, I promise.
A wise decision.
Only cowards threaten children.
Seriously.
I am honored that you have chosen me.
What do you want? You're working for Purveyor Shuji, aren't you? Please don't tell him I haven't gone yet. I'm going now, even though it will probably get me killed.
Like, ignoring all the other things wrong here. All of the other things wrong here. I want you to just pay attention to this sentence. Now, little one, I know that you're sad that your parents died, but it's been over a week, and now I'm afraid you need to pay off their debt.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little upset. I'm Jinlin. Is there something you want? Thanks, but I need to find a way to kill spirits. Purveyor Shuji wants me to fetch an artifact from an emperor's tomb in the necropolis, but it's filled with ghosts. Purveyor's... He threatened to sell my mom to slave traders if I don't get this artifact. I don't know what to do. I can't fight ghosts.
Got it. I have an idea. First, I'll walk up to Puff of Logic and say, thank you very much, Puff of Logic. And thank you again for both subs. Much obliged, sir. And you know the usual question, so I ask you the usual question. Second thing I do is I walk up to this guy and I say, hey, pick one of your toes. And he's like, what? Pick one of your toes. He's like, big toe. Okay. Then I snap it off. Now it's going to take a few minutes to actually disconnect it. Like, breaking the bone's going to be easy, but tearing the skin, that's going to take some effort. He'll be screaming and flailing the whole time, but that's okay. I've got a pretty good grip on his shin here. So after the toe's been removed, I'm going to force feed it to him until he chokes on it and dies. All in favor? And putting it towards crosscode. You got it. Good call, Luthor. Look, I'm sorry. I don't I don't like kids being threatened or abused or anything, really. I get a little Papa Bear there. And I don't really feel bad about that. So this guy, yeah, he can die. The kindest thing I could do is kill him quickly. Oh, I'm sorry, Zalok. Okay, we'll put it in the oven. While he's laying, we'll drag him to the oven, screaming, bleeding. There you go. And while we're at the oven baking the toe, we turn to the man and said, I know you're in pain, but it's been several minutes since I ripped off your toe, and I'm afraid you're going to have to pay your debt now. Credit to Saldir on that one. Why don't I just get rid of the purveyor for you?
But he has my mother, and I don't know where he's taken her. If you kill him, we might never find my mother.
So I'll find your mother first?
No, I don't want to risk it. My mother is the only one I have left. I'd rather die in the tombs than risk my mother's life.
That is not evil, Huthor. I would argue that one a while. That is not evil. Okay. Fine. So apparently I can't just go get rid of the root of the problem.
Really?
So I'll get rid of the symptom of the problem.
Dangerous. And I don't have anything to give you in return. Are you sure you want to do this?
Why in... Yes, of course I'll do this for you!
Thank you. You are very kind. My father would have liked you, I think. He was brave like you are. The tomb is over in the necropolis. The door is locked, but I can sneak inside and open it. I just have to be careful not to alert the ghosts. If you really think you can get rid of the ghosts, I'll head over to the tomb and wait for you there.
Well, I was going to do one last quest before we hit the Lotus Assassin Temple, but then I ran into this quest, so we're doing this now.
Great!
Yeah, we're tearing off a guy's toe and insisting he pay off his... God, Sile here. See, the part that really makes it funny is I'm picturing it. I'm picturing him writhing on the ground, screaming bloody murder. Like, just picture it for a second. Oh, God, no, my God. And the whole time, calmly, barely audible underneath the guy's screams, calmly saying, you know, sir, I'm afraid you're going to have to pay off your debt. It's been a few minutes since I ripped off your toe now. Sorry. Yeah, just slowly wrap a chain around. For those of you who will be following the Star Trek adventure games that I'm playing in with Jesse Gender, Kit Wallace, or oh shoot, I'm screwing up his name. I was just looking at this earlier, and Lore Reloaded. There might be a lot of hitting people with chairs and using phasers in that adventure. Ketwalski, there we go, Ketwalski. Not that I'm saying that I'm the one who did either action. Yes to both, Berenian. I guess he's not here anymore? Whatever, I don't care that much. Let's just move on. I don't believe the first episode is available yet. I honestly don't know how he's dealing with that. We had a lot of technical issues, so... Oh, no, Huthor, I didn't do any of that. Although, so I don't actually want to spoil the first episode because I want you guys to watch it, but let's just say that if you think I play an evil character... Oh, also I seduce a woman, so that's cool. It's okay, she was bad. There we go, Necropolis, that's where I'm going. I mean, I did literally cast Kirk 6. Oh, dang it. I cast Kirk... I forget how I phrased it at the time, but I cast Kirk level 6 at her. I think that's how I phrased it. There we go. Oh no, Jessie was way better at seducing. She was trying to seduce this one guard, and I'm like, okay, I'll help you out. And then I went to seduce the woman, and then she started helping me out. So we were like counter-seducing. And it was hysterical. Anyways. Oh, Jesus. What's funny is I was seducing a Betazoid. You'd think that wouldn't work, but, you know, whatever. I think I already read that one. I think this is it. Yeah, true enough, Daedalus. Whoops, I didn't mean to skip her dialogue there. She probably said how she's gonna eat my soul or something.
The ghosts are just beyond the door. They haven't noticed me yet.
Okay, stay here.
I was just thinking the same thing. I don't want to get any closer to those things.
They're just ghosts. Oh my
The
god.
artifact is supposed to be in the room at the end of the tomb. Once you're there, I'll catch up with you.
Well, I highly recommend laying down if you can, max time. Get that thing fixed. Captain Picard's biggest pet peeve. I'm gonna say either dereliction of duty. Well, no, a pet peeve isn't a real peeve. There's a difference. Like, a real peeve is, you know, abusing a child. I like that. That's a real peeve. That's horrible. A pet peeve is something like, my carrots are a little bit too bland. You know, it's something minor. So Picard's pet peeve would probably be riding a horse with any saddle other than his custom saddle. Oh god. A hot shower or bath tends to work for me too, max time, speaking from a lot of experience. You could also say his pet peeve is not being able to ride. So speaking of which, some of you may be aware of the fact that I'm about halfway through Season 7 of TNG, from my perspective, on the Ruminations. I have finally found definitive evidence for why they didn't actually hook up Crusher and Picard in late TNG. As in the specific reason why. Would anyone like to guess the reason why? Wesley has nothing to do with it. Nope. One of the actors wanted to leave? Nope. Close, but nope. Episodic nature? Nope. Birdman? No. A future that was discontinued, Daedalus, and actually that's the last episode of the entire show. But yes. You'll notice that Gates McFadden is not in the Picard show so far, by the way. Make of that what you will. Stewart himself? Nope. In fact, Patrick Stewart and Gates McFadden not only both liked the idea, but both had really good chemistry together, since the two had done stage acting prior to even working on TNG. They wanted to replace Gates McFadden? Nope. They had bad breath? That's about as stupid as the reason, but it's still not the reason. I suppose this is my own personal bias saying here, but there is a very specific reason, and I'll just go ahead and tell you it. They were actually on path to do that, and that's where the story arcs were going for Season 7. And then they were told, no, you can't do that because we need Picard to be single so we can hook him up with random women throughout the movies we're already working on. I'm not making that up. So for those of you who aren't aware of the exact production cycles, and again, I just recently looked into this, They had already written the script for Generations as of the time they started working on season 7. Like, they were already... The script was done, and they'd already started doing prep work and set work. And they had already started kind of developing some of the stuff for both First Contact and Insurrection. But if you know anything about the show, you know that of the 4 TNG movies, only one of them has a romance interest with Picard, and it is a Woman of the Week, who has never heard from her scene before or since. So... Meanwhile, a ghost shows up.
More death. More intruders. My tomb has lain sacrosanct for centuries. And now, mortals tread on my very ashes.
Blah, blah, blah. Can I help you?
Your corpse will lie here with those of my subjects, and your spirit will feed my own.
That you have permission to go. I repeat, you have permission to go, Kira White Noise. If I'm not mistaken, this is a form, isn't it? This guy right here. Didn't actually need to do that. Anywho, another little addendum to the funny there. Michael Dorn, Marina Sirtis, and Jonathan Frakes, all 3 of them were against the idea of Worf hooking up with Troy. Now, this is doubly funny, because, for those of you not aware, that had been put into place since Season 5. Like, that was something they had kind of laid the stones for relatively early on. They just didn't do anything with it. And, in fact, they're only together for, I think, a grand total of 3 episodes in all of TNG.
That's it. I've got it. Now let's get out of here before... What's that? Did you hear that? Getting out of here is going to be harder than getting in, I think.
God dang it, I'm a little injured here. Oh, hang on, I can recover for a second. Woo!
Thousand cuts.
That is not what I have equipped, thank you very much. But yeah, I point that out because there was quite a bit of a move by several people in the writer's room to get Deanna Troi and Worf together. And that went nowhere. But they wanted both Crusher and Picard to have relationships, just not with each other. If you're paying attention, both of them have a relationship in Season 7. Picard with What's-Her-Face from the science team, and Crusher with a ghost.
Hurry!
I will say one good thing about the Crusher Ghost episode. Gates McFadden's acting is quite good in it. She accurately and very well does a very good job of portraying someone who is basically a junkie, a druggie, who is being controlled by her, supplier. Now, there's issues with that, but that is how she portrays her role. And she does a very good job of it. It's kind of messed.
Thousand cuts.
That is not what I have equipped, game. Jesus. Well, no, the ghost dies. Or I guess I should say Tuthor. No, the woman that they... Okay, so here's another fun one. They were actually going to bring back random lieutenant lady, who I can't even think of her name, that was Picard's love interest, in the future. They just didn't. And when they were making All Good Things, rather than him being married to Beverly, he was going to be married to her. That also didn't go anywhere. Speaking of which, anyone remember Aquiel? The episode or the person? Apparently, Black File. Jeez.
I can't believe we made it out of there alive. You're an amazing fighter.
Or Aquiel, or whatever her name is.
I wonder why Purveyor Shuji wants this bowl so badly. It looks so ordinary. Except for maybe this writing. Doesn't make any sense. Conductor, cog, and a bit of iron. Don't play with the tiger. Whatever that means.
Thanks, I've already done the recipes, though.
Huh. Well, I'm glad it was useful to you. Thank you again for helping me. Purveyor Shuji is waiting, so I should be going. Goodbye.
Goodbye forever. I'm gonna kill that guy later. Just so you know. One moment. I'm probably screwing up the name. No, it's Aquiel. I was right. Season 6, Episode 13. Geordi falls in love with some random woman that he meets in this one episode and will never see again. Sound a little more familiar? Shape-shifting dog? Anything? I don't blame you if you don't remember it. The actual staff considers it one of the worst episodes of Season 6. So, you know, there's that. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So, the reason I bring that up in this incredibly unmemorable episode that is also a crap episode, you remember how we find out that Geordi is married to Leia Brahms in All Good Things? The future that doesn't happen. Originally, he was going to be married to Aquila. Because that's the level of deep, personal, emotional connection that he had with random woman who... Like, if you don't remember the episode, I don't even know where to start, really. So, okay, you have just been accused of murder. Okay? First-degree murder. Alright, now. So, you are afraid that people might think you actually did it. So, logically, the first thing you're going to do is break into the databanks and erase the logs that might implicate you. In a way that guarantees you're going to get caught. Is the first thing she does. Then she decides to, and I'm just going to say this in exactly as vague a terms as the actual episode does, run away. Now, in modern real life, when you try to run away, you know, there's a bit of possibility there because, you know, you can just go get in a car or whatever, but she's on a starship in the middle of frickin' nowhere. It's a far outpost. It's an isolated outpost. There was only 2 people on the outpost she was on, including her. And she's going to run away. How? Like, ignoring the obvious stupidity of running away, there's also the fact that she has no capacity to functionally do so.
I can't sell upgrades if I can't find supplies. What am I going to do? I'm ruined.
This is the woman that Geordi fell in love with By the way, she is... So her actress is bad, no offense, but she is not a good guest star. And in addendum to that, there's also the fact that she is incredibly emotionally unstable. Like, I know I'm 37, so I've kind of been through this a while. I might have fallen for this kind of thing when I was, I don't know, 15. But by Geordie's age, he should be looking at her and seeing red flags everywhere. Just a sea of red flags. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Very well. I'll have the map ready.
Oh, I guess not. I mean, yeah, he is blind, but
Poor Chang.
I don't
If
think he's
only I
that
hadn't sent him
blind.
on such a dangerous mission. He'd still be alive.
Nah, he's dead. Anyways, Uthor, what did you think? Ah. Listen, Chakotay has always been an anthropologist. Oh, hang on. Next week he's been a boxer. Oh, Voyager. Voyager is the Final Fantasy VIII of Star Trek. I still enjoy it, and I still like it, because there's some real gems in there, but my god, I would give so much to just completely rewrite that entire show from the ground up, in a way that would drive Huthor insane. Oh yeah, Chakotay. So the writers were very inconsistent with several characters, Janeway being a good example, and they kept not doing anything with Harry because they're stupid, but Chakotay really was the person they just could not make up their damn mind about at all. And they had no idea what to do with him, so they're just like, he's here. What's he doing? Well, he's here. Well, what's he doing? So anyways, Huthor, you want to hear the behind the scenes now that you've seen the bad episode? In my opinion, the worst episode of Season 4, but, you know, that's me. Alright, so I'm going to lay this out as bluntly as possible. So you may not be aware of this, but Enterprise was doing extremely badly when it was airing. And when I say extremely badly, I mean it almost got canceled in Season 1, and the only reason it didn't is because Star Trek in general had some pull, and, much as I riff on the guy, Rick Berman also had some pull. So he was basically struggling to keep the show on the air. However, by the time Season 3 came around, he was losing influence and pull within the network rapid fire. So what ended up happening is they're like, okay, we'll try and experiment. We'll do this whole season-long arc. That was the Xindi arc, Season 3. Now, the thing is, that did actually help. Even from a purely financial perspective, it helped them to stop hemorrhaging viewers. However, it wasn't enough for the network. So they pulled this, basically this last-ditch gambit, like, okay, please let us keep this show on the air. And the terms and conditions for that were a complete and utter overhaul of pretty much everyone on the behind-the-scenes perspective. New showrunner, Manny Koto, took over for Season 4. New showrunner, new writing staff, new producers, and mostly new directors. Like, just clunk. The only thing that really stayed was the actors and some of the technical people on camera, lights, and special effects. Even some of the special effects were shifted over too, though. So, that was the conditions for Enterprise staying up for Season 4. You with me so far? Now, yeah, you already get where I'm going with this. World War II stuff is cheap, and so they were like, here. Now, it's worth noting, this is kind of the other side of this, though. The Season 3 team came up with the World War II stuff because, near as I can tell, and this is assumption, near as I can tell, they wanted to basically lay out the carpet for the Season 4 team. Like, here, we'll give you a story arc that you can do something with, and to conclude this temporal Cold War arc in Season 4. The problem was, in practice, what actually happened was they were like, what the hell are we going to do with this? And unfortunately, that episode, the episode that ended on the Nazi guy walking to the camera, which was the end of Season 3, let's just say that that was not well received at the time by the viewers. The general reaction was basically something along the lines of... So, it's also probably worth noting, by the way, that when they designed the Nazi thing, that whole, when they had the guy, oh god, what's he called? I can't even think of the species name. The species guy show up in the Nazi outfit. The Season 3 team, they didn't have a plan for that. They had no story written. There was no arc there. They were just like, here's this guy, figure it out. And then they walked away. And so what the Season 4 team did was they faced a choice. Because they were saddled with this, right? So they had a choice of getting it over with as quickly as possible and just terminating, basically getting rid of all of the baggage of the first 3 seasons by ending the temporal Cold War. And that's the end of that. And so they could do their own thing. Or trying to continue and stretch it out into the whole season. So what they ended up doing was they're like, all right, fine. Here's the Nazis, and here's this, and here's this other thing, and the temporal Cold War's over, okay, done! We're never talking about it again, let's go! And that's pretty much the attitude they took. Now, how much of that is right or wrong or correct or incorrect is up to the matter of opinion, but I feel it's necessary to share that, because I can't tell you how many friends I've had who have stopped watching Enterprise the moment the Nazi guy showed up. They were just like, what? And bowed out, and I had to be like, hang on. You need to keep watching the show. And they're like, why? And then I blah, 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 explain. And they're like, okay, fine. I'll give them to the 3rd episode. Can we just get over this? Well, you mean it felt like they were just trying to get it over with, Uthor? Because I would agree with that sensation. Because I've watched that episode semi-recently. Or I should say those episodes. Because that's three episodes total there. It's Sagacious Zoo!
So this is the lair of the enemy? We are really going inside. Wait, I should say something. If only...
Wait!
Did I save? Because this is the threesome choice right here.
Oh, she would find her way here. Is there anywhere free of her influence?
Sorry to disturb such a touching scene, but I have a sizable investment in this, and there are things that should not go unsaid.
What do you mean dead red shirts are not a thing in Trek? I mean, of course the red shirt thing is in Trek, although that mostly comes from TOS era. By the time you get to both TNG and to DS9, almost all of the red shirt deaths are not red. So... Anyways. But yeah, no, Huthor, you're absolutely right. It really was aggravating. Just, especially since, now this is just my opinion, but in my opinion, the finale, lead up to and finale of Season 3 was actually good. Like, I was engaged, I was like, oh god, what's gonna... and then, oh god, okay, they managed at the last moment. Why is there a Nazi on my screen? It was such a, I had whiplash from that. Just all of a sudden, what? To be continued? What? Anyways.
Both of us, I wonder?
Yes.
He's keeping the importance of this princess. He could die in there.
Yeah, go kiss.
I am unaccustomed to admissions of this kind, but the situation demands no less. I want proof of Death's Hand's misdeeds, but... there is more at stake. You must be very careful. If they learn your identity, you will face the whole fortress. As strong as you are, I don't think you would live to discredit Death's hand.
No, it's okay. I'll figure out
I
cheats.
don't want to lose you in a place like this. You could die here, and I wanted to say I would find that very unfortunate.
Why? Nobody cares about me.
Princess... No. You pretend about too much to be genuine in this. Honest affection comes from years of growth. Even if it was only recently discovered.
Oh, I can picture it, Uthor. Remember, I watched Enterprise when it was coming out. I didn't have Season 4 to immediately fire up, you know what I mean? I was sitting there with Mom, in a separate chair at this point, because this is like, you know, a ways into my lifetime, and it's just, hey, huh? God, when was that? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we'll go with 3.
Ah, but that is not always an option. Sometimes there are difficult choices that must be made.
It's okay, I have charm.
Yes. Much like the danger we must choose to face. And deciding whose heart you think of to get you through such times.
I'm sorry, the first thing I thought of was heart with nom nom because I'm insane.
Well, of course you want to keep everyone together. How else are we to function as a team? I cannot fault you for trying to be an effective diplomat.
That's not what this is about. I was looking for a more personal assurance of... something.
I cast Kirk level 6.
I am not certain what this means, but I am sufficiently intrigued to let it pass for now.
You phrase things in such a way that I feel I am equal with a princess. That brings me comfort, even if the rest of this is a bit confusing.
I imagine it would be, little Dawnstar. We shall have to see if anything comes of it. For now, I believe we are done here. Take care within the Assassin's Fortress. To save your master, you must expose Death's hand. And when you have succeeded, the 3 of us can expand on what you have suggested.
God. I cast Innuendo 6. Jesus. See, honestly, Huthor, on the surface of it, like if you approached me and said, "Hey, Lair, temporal Cold War," my mind just goes nuts. Like, oh, there's so much possibility there, especially if we factor in multiple different types and methods of time travel, which might have different effects on time, right? And it just there's so much potential there that Enterprise, in my opinion, never used. Not once. The closest thing to any kind of potential is the Sphere Builders, and even that was unnecessary of a connection. It could have simply been linear. It could have been ejected from the temporal Cold War, and it could have just been a thing, you know? Well, the other problem with the temporal Cold War, and this is not assumption because we know this, is they had no plan for it. They didn't sit down and decide what they wanted to do with it. They just said temporal Cold War.
Even compared to the rest of the necropolis, this is a dark and troubled place.
And then they just kind of said, yep. And every now and again, the writers would be like, oh yeah, we should remember that that's there. Hey guys, the temporal Cold War is there. And then that would be as far as that would go, basically. Nazi Spock. Well, give me a minute and I'll answer your question. Because I know the episode in question. But what I do not know is who wrote that one. Because you were speaking of Patterns of Force, which is Season 2, so it doesn't have the Season 3 excuse. And I quote, "It was an idea attempting to pull, it was an idea that came out of fascination with the functionality of totalitarian regimes. It was fun to write a well-meaning Nazi, a guy who, for the right cause, completely screwed everything up. You know, we started with the question, how did Nazism get past all the gangs and take root in decent people? How do sane, reasonable adults buy into this crap? The answer seemed to be because it was efficient, and in a society beset by all kinds of problems, it may have seemed like a feasible necessity. So it becomes feasible and the people take that leap. That is a paraphrased quote because there's a lot of cuss words in that quote, but there you go. Sorry, next time. I mean, Star Trek has 3 times just been, and suddenly Nazis! They did it in TOS, they did it in Voyager, and they did it in Enterprise. I'm waiting for Discovery to do it at this point. Hello. Hello. There we go. Believe it or not, I actually am rather fond of the killing game. Yes, Berenian. I haven't seen Patterns of Force in...
Ah, I was told to expect a new recruit, and you fit the description. Well done braving the necropolis. A troublesome walk, but it weeds out the weak. I am the Watcher, and this is the fortress of the Lotus Assassins. It was built amid the graves of 1,000 generations, the tomb of the Emperor at its core.
Blah, blah, blah.
Come, I will show you to the Hall of Induction. If you have servants, they will be allowed to accompany you, but you are responsible for their actions.
Witcher 3 doesn't actually have a threesome, though. I hate to point that out. Anyways, I was going to say something. I've lost it now, whatever, doesn't matter.
Formed from the defunct Order of the Lotus Assassins are an extension of the Emperor, as dictated by Death's Hand, and implemented by Grand Inquisitor Gia. Thanks to her direction, we are becoming the face of power in the Empire. The Imperial Army will soon be stationed only at taverns and fish markets. The great Golem army constructed here will spread across the Empire. Our masters will be all-powerful. You will assist if you survive. Weak recruits die quickly.
Yeah, so this is the Sith Academy.
Master Gang is one of our trainers. He will be your master as you seek to become an assassin. He is harsh, but his knowledge will be invaluable to you. You will find him at the opposite end of the Hall of Induction, near the entrance to the central chambers. Do not keep him waiting.
No. This whole section, I actually have extremely vague memories of this section, if I'm being honest. There's only one thing I remember distinctly, and I'll point it out when we get there.
Go to your teacher, Acolyte. Do not keep him waiting. The far end of the hall...
Yeah, you already said that.
Hopefully service under Master Gong will lead us to the information we need. We knew about the golems, but is Death's Hand or the Emperor behind it all?
I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious. It's Death's Hand. He's the Vader-looking guy, and the Emperor is a great, amazing, awesome person. What else could it possibly be? And yeah, I heard about that Max time. I'll have to see what it is at some point. I don't have a reason to buy Disney Plus yet, although I do plan to. So I have not done so yet. Blah, blah, blah.
Och knick-knack i kärlek no yok. Wow, knick fetajer.
No, I would not, Orient, admittedly. And it's funny you mentioned that because Deep Space Nine does that too. In fact, I could name 2 Romulans in Season 6 and Season 7 of Deep Space Nine who are both recast. So.
With the rise of the golems, we acolytes have fewer opportunities to serve. You are unwelcome.
Yes, because I have so much time to watch a new show right now, Max time. Out of the way or you'll be dead when I'm ruining the place.
Och knick-knack i kärlek.
We are losing status to the golem army, and you want to take more attention away from us? I think you need to prove your worth.
Okay.
We have nothing to prove to these animals.
I mean, by all means. But don't step up if you can't keep up. You'll just die.
More blood to stain my hands. A badge of honor.
God, you're stupid. These really are frickin' Sith, aren't they? Yeah, by the way, I got a gun. So... Blah, blah, blah. Evil, blah, evil, blah. Blah, evil, blah, evil, blah. Hey, Zoo. What's going on?
So, there is no discouraging you. You have come to the heart of the Assassins, and you already have enemies. Are you certain you are ready for what you will learn here?
Sure.
I don't think the choice is yours anymore. This is my realm, where my demons hide. You will be forced to see them.
Are you taking over or something?
We have discussed much in our time together, but not everything. I left some things buried, but now you have descended to their level.
I have. I mean, I'm eager to have your help, Zoo.
Are you? Are you sure you know what kind of person I am? Is anyone so transparent? Are you?
Yeah.
Go. Your new master is waiting. Secure a place near the heart of the Assassins, and you will be near your goal. Grand Inquisitor Xia is key.
I don't know what to make of Zoo. He seems so tormented.
He's just going through a 90s phase. Don't worry about him. He's gonna start his own offshoot series soon, called Zoo the Hedgehog.
You are falling behind, gang. Grand Inquisitor Xia is not happy, therefore I am not happy. If your work does not improve, I will have to stop taking credit for it.
Oh my god.
The latest battalion of golems stand idle because of you. If the production of the Jade golem is delayed again, perhaps your soul will fuel our next attempt. I trust I have made myself clear.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yes, Master Shin.
I thought so. Do not let anything delay you further. It would be a shame to once more remind Grand Inquisitor Xia how incompetent you are. Yes, an absolute shame.
What do you want? So help me, if you're just some wandering slave, I'll have you butchered to color the clay golems.
Would you like to fight me?
No. You are the one I was told to expect. A new recruit. As if I don't have enough trouble watching over the other fools in my care.
You will find me quite competent as I rip your toe off and feed it to you. Yeah, I'm just going to keep using that. It's very efficient.
You are no assassin yet, fool, despite what you may have achieved outside. Here we strip you down to nothing and rebuild you as we like.
That sounds horrible.
If you survive, then you will be an assassin. For now, you are a Lotus Acolyte, and your life expectancy is not long.
Fair, Black Vial.
Follow me down to the central chambers when you are ready to begin your indoctrination. Do not keep me waiting. A battalion of golems stand idle.
How do these organizations exist? Anyways, no, I do not, Gum Gum. I tend to mentally think of that as the X-Men philosophy, aka boo frickin' who. But, you know. Well, time to get indoctrinated to make golems from souls, and I'm just poking fun at this point. But no, I actually agree. I think that the golem idea in Dragon Age Origins was specifically inspired by what they do here. Which is this, I think. Oh, maybe not.
Damn the heavens for the fools I lead.
I am destined to suffer for their incompetence, and I have one man to blame for it. Shin. The old Scorpion had one of his followers shatter a spirit shard during training. There are ghosts everywhere. I've lost 8 slaves and 3 acolytes to them. You, New Blood, get over there and occupy those ghosts until I can get real Lotus assassins to clean them up. Golem production cannot be delayed by this.
That does not sound like an order you were meant to survive.
Go on. It's your first sacrifice for your new life. I'm sure it will be glorious.
You know, what's the benefit of becoming a Lotus assassin, exactly? I mean, if you remember, I actually asked this exact same question back in KOTOR. Why would people willingly sign up for this crap? I mean, I was actually thinking about this. Imagine if you existed in an environment where, you know, you were being offered tremendous... Oops, that's the wrong weapon. You know, offered, you know, some kind of substantial compensation for, you know, what is effectively this kind of a sacrifice. That might at least make a degree of sense. Like, this is going to sound like a strange parallel, but you know the Malon over in Star Trek Voyager? That is actually kind of similar to what I'm talking about. So, for those of you who don't know Star Trek Voyager, the Malon have a fairly idyllic society, but the problem is their technology is incredibly wasteful. Basically, it produces a huge amount of radioactive waste in order to maintain the energy demands of their world, okay? So, in order to maintain that, what they do is they brute force the problem. Which means that they just go ahead and have these Malon crews whose entire job it is to, you know, deal with the waste, collect it, and dispose of it, right? Now, those people working that job, it's an extremely unpleasant job. And they have very short lifespans as a consequence. However, they are very well compensated for it. And they are given a fairly large amount of money, and so are their families. We actually hear from several Malon who, you know, they specifically undertake this extremely dangerous and unpleasant job because it means their wife and children back home are set for life. Like, that makes sense to me. That's like, yeah, okay. And admittedly has some real-life parallels because real-life garbage truck people are actually paid pretty well, go figure. At least in most of the states I've lived in. That was weird, but okay. Yeah, no, that's probably worse. I don't really have a question here, Salder. It's just, like, if you were offered sufficient compensation to do something like this, okay, sure. These people are not offered sufficient anything. There's no benefit to doing this. And what's funny is that's not even a hidden facet. They all say that right up front. We will destroy you and break you down and make you into something different. And you will serve, and you will be a slave, or you will die. And they all say that before you even get in here. It's like, okay. So why? Just why? At least with the Sith, you can go and pretend you have power.
You live?
Uh-huh.
And the ghosts are gone?
Uh-huh.
Well, I did not expect this. It would seem that I have a competent acolyte for once.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Recruits are rarely of use before we strip them of their outside identities, but you beg a more interesting application. Could you be the one I have waited for?
Uh-huh.
Your duties would normally include a period of deprivation in a cell until every hint of self and identity was stripped away. It is a draining, brutal awakening.
Uh-huh.
I need a favored protege, someone willing to risk everything in my service. I will preserve your intellect, allow your inventive mind to remain, in exchange for 2 tasks. One is your duty anyway. The other is something to secure your future at the heart of the Assassins. Lotus acolytes are utterly expendable. You deserve better. You must operate the soul extractor, past the room where you fought the ghosts. In the coming weeks, you will help swell the ranks of the Empire's glorious golem army. Golems are fueled by the souls of the dead. The recently dead, it turns out, make far more obedient and powerful golems, especially if brutally killed. We no longer mind the necropolis for souls that linger near their resting place. We butcher slaves instead, and extract their souls into spirit shards. Tonight we require a shard of exceptional quality for a Jade golem that will control the latest battalion of golems. You will oversee this in the extraction chamber.
You know, I could be wrong, but I feel like these guys might be evil.
You clearly deserve better than the short life of the regular acolyte. Your ability surprised me. Use it to surprise the others as well. Help me gain the power to help you. Kill Master Shin, my superior. You are perceptive. It is a tricky matter and therefore a good test for an otherwise expendable acolyte. Your kind die often in the machinations between masters.
We're just fodder to him. Make sure we stay useful or he'll find another favorite.
The politics of the Lotus Assassin Order are complicated. It's all right if murder is suspected, so long as it appears deserved because of incompetence.
Okay.
That is your task to figure out, Acolyte. This is a dangerous place. Find a way for him to have an accident that disgraces him. I, of course, must not be implicated.
Sure thing, Lord Zash.
Talk to my acolytes at their stations, in the Golem Press Room and the Soul Extractor. These are dangerous machines. Find a sharp corner Shin can crack his temple on. Return to me when you have an idea for an appropriate accident. I don't care what it is, as long as there is a corpse for me to gloat over in the end.
So I've got this idea, given to me by the great Dr. Phlox.
Remember your tasks, Acolyte. Create a spirit shard in the extraction chamber for the Jade Golem, and find a creative way to kill and disgrace Master Shin. You can also seek training from Acolyte Trainer Guang. I'm sure you are her superior, but she might have something of use to you.
That's a good question, Harriet, and I don't actually know. Lord Zash also had a brain. I actually rather like Zash as a character. Although I like most of the named Sith, like the major named Sith in Tor. Go figure. So, I mentioned that I remembered one thing about this section.
My own demons distract me in this place, but I hold no love for your new master or the master above him. If you kill one, why not two?
Ooh, I like it.
Distractions are the key to weakness in a target. If you look to the future, Master Gong will have his plans come crashing down on him.
Go ahead and save, because I actually don't remember exactly how to do this. Yeah, I know, Gum Gum. Which is weird, but whatever. Whee. Until recently, very little was known about golems. Those few people skilled enough to craft golems kept their secrets carefully. Powerful and deadly foes, golems are feared throughout the Empire. Although their workings remain a mystery, there are several useful characteristics worth noting about these formidable opponents. These man-made beasts are immune to most types of magic. Solid exteriors best attacked with equally strong forces. Weapons and strength are the best way to defeat these dangerous adversaries. Oh yeah, what do you prefer, Golem or Golem? I prefer Golem myself.
So, you are the new Lotus Acolyte under Master Gong. No one else has reason to be here. He was quick to favor you. New recruits are typically held in isolation. I will instruct you on the use of the golem press and crane. Forming the golems is an honored task that elevates us above slaves and mere servants. Press is simple to use. Using this machine, we can create a legion of warrior golems in a day.
That explains how they are produced in such numbers. But is it for the Emperor or Death's Hand?
Our power grows at an incredible rate.
This is only one step. Here we create husks devoid of energy. Each golem needs a spirit shard to move, and a Jade golem must guide them all. For each shard, a spirit must be reduced to its essence. For a time we used those that lingered near their graves, mining them as if they were silver. No longer. The recently dead make a stronger, more obedient golem, if the death is painful. With a Jade golem guiding them, legions act as one, utterly obedient. The extraction chamber is a far more interesting place to work. The screams over there are music. Here we have only the creaking of clay.
Right.
The press is simple to operate. You select the type of body at the first station. Once the material is poured, it is funneled to the press. The press serves as a mold and a kiln. In short order, it can be opened and the new body is ready to be moved. The crane controls are at the end of the ramp. You can experiment with each station if you want, but you may as well reduce what you produce to rubble. There are no shards to power any more golems for now. You nearly saw one as you entered, but they are rare. Falling victim to an obvious danger like a dropped golem or worse, the press, would take a monumental fool.
So, all of you?
The machines are loud and you can see the operator from anywhere in the room. A past victim of the press suffered more damage after the incident than during it. Reputations are very important in the Lotus Assassin Order. Falling victim to the press would cause a loss in status almost fatal in and of itself.
Right. Whoops.
What do you wish to know?
I didn't mean to do that. Okay. You know what's funny is the process of making golems in Dragon Age Origins is also apparently really, really unpleasant to go through. But it's not the unpleasantness that matters, it just happens to be unpleasant. Here, we want to make sure they suffer as much as possible. After all, we get a better result that way. I mean, that's just efficiency at that point, right? Wait, what's that? I feel like there's a Star Destroyer that's suddenly in orbit, bombarding the planet into rubble. Yep, they have to be ISO 9001 compliant.
An acolyte of Gong's, So am I. Let's identify what training you need by sparring for a short time.
Okay.
Let's keep it non-lethal for now.
Why?
Enemies in this place. We acolytes are utterly expendable.
Okay.
Good. Remember, no killing blows. I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to practice those later.
Okay, no killing blows.
Well, you would appear to have more than a passing knowledge of combat. I could almost see some kind of flaw, but I was clearly outclassed.
6.
Yes, you were. I knew this acolyte was something special, but I didn't think my trainer would be made to look like a fool. You, New Blood, you will be the trainer now. When I am promoted, you will train all my acolytes.
Okay.
You, assist him if you can even do that.
It would seem that you have taken over my duties. I will still serve as an advisor, as Master Gong ordered. There are techniques I can share.
Sure.
In truth, I did not like being a trainer. Life for any of Master Gong's acolytes is rough and short, but especially so for trainers. Master Shin sees to that. My duties, your duties now, include training Master Shin's personal entourage. In the past, if a trainer was too good, Shin had that trainer killed to keep Gong weak. I think one member of his entourage is a full Lotus assassin. I have survived by appearing unimportant and staying out of the fight between Gong and Shin.
I was actually wondering that too, Harian.
Goodbye. If you wish to begin your likely short career as trainer, Attendant Keaton waits with her fellows at the doors to the inner chambers. I'll say this. If you are going to try and fight them, hold nothing back. They will be trying to kill you.
Hasn't that just been everyone at this point? So Wead says, why using the gun as the main weapon? 3 reasons. It amuses me. It's efficient, because it's a really good weapon. And it's quick. I can pretty much reduce almost any encounter to nothing simply by shooting it to death, which, that sounds about right. Put a save in here really quick. Also, as I mentioned earlier, I dislike having to get in range for melee attacks, so... Don't worry, I'm going to get something pretty soon here that will replace the gun.
You approach the soul extractor. The assassins want you to create a spirit shard, to crush a life to power a golem puppet. They are very efficient in their brutality now. It wasn't always like this. Fear used to be the primary tactic. Destroy the family of one to ensure the loyalty of all. It caused chaos, uprisings, close allies turning on each other. Those inclined to betrayal fear it the most. Imagine if you could corrupt the machine and return the chaos of disloyalty the Emperor dreads. No matter your motives, helping the assassins harms you. If you corrupt the spirit shard, you can move forward while also crippling their golems. They seek control. There used to be a chance to disobey when the order given was too harsh. The victims pointlessly innocent. Now there is only obedience. There is something chaotic enough to disrupt that. In the elevator room to come, descend to the deepest mine, to the oldest graves. Just go. The thieves await you. Remember, the deepest mines. They are closed now for being too troublesome. That is where you will find what you need.
I don't know, Gum Gum. You'd better take that back or I'll kill you. Sorry.
You must be Master Gong's latest acolyte. I heard there might be a new recruit, but they typically aren't ready for service so quickly. Stripping a will can take time. But Master Gong is known for being generous to those who please him. You must be quite exceptional to be allowed into service so directly.
I am the PC.
This device is the Soul Extractor. It has a loftier name, but we are here to glorify Emperor Sun through Death's hand, not pay tribute to some distant celestial lord.
Screw the gods anyways.
It is mounted on an elevator that reaches deep into the necropolis. Until recently, we excavated bodies to extract spirits that lingered near their graves. The results were unpredictable. Now we use slaves. Freshly killed spirits make the best golems. The more painful the death, the better. The extractor is not gentle.
Horrible. If the Emperor really is behind this, he's a monster.
Nah, he's cool. So...
Then you should select a suitable victim for the procedure. I would recommend one of the slaves on the prison level. Selecting from elsewhere could bring unfortunate results, and I would not wish to see you disgraced so early in your time with us. Use the lever to select a floor, and this platform will move there. You are free to go where you wish, but I would avoid the lower mines. They are restless. You should get on with your work.
Blah, blah, blah. So, the way this device works is it pours this horrible liquid over someone, which kills them really horribly. And that then makes their soul malleable so it can be bound into something. And the more horribly they are, the less... the general idea, at least as I understand it, is because their death is so painful, it disrupts their ability to have any... will, basically. It to use this in very basic terms, it gives them a huge penalty to their will save. So, when they do their will save to prevent being captured and enslaved, they fail it because they just had a horrible death. It's pretty messed up. A little bit. Okay, so... where's the... there it is. All the way down.
If you're dead set on losing your life down in the lowest tombs, I won't stop you. I won't save you either.
Dizzy. Getting dizzy. Getting dizzy. Oh god. Oh god. We'll just do this. There we go. This will work out. Okay, we're here, we're here. Okay. Oh, apparently I can save this. How do I save the slaves? What do I do? What do I do? First we get dizzy again. I don't feel like being dizzy, so I'll be right back. Apparently I can do it in any order, but we'll go ahead and save the slaves now since I don't feel like being dizzy again. Slave saving time. Excuse me, I'm here to save the slaves. Is this where they are?
Some new acolyte? I've seen a lot of your kind.
Uh-huh.
I watch over the slaves you deliver to the extractor. The inevitability of their deaths is amusing. Haven't even earned your markings yet, I see. Master Gong must be getting weak to allow you such freedom already.
Yeah, I'm gonna free these slaves.
You tread dangerous ground, acolyte. Unless you plan to speed their processing in the extractor, you risk being punished for your impudence.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna free the slaves.
You will not keep them this way.
You demand it? You are clearly not here as an acolyte. If you want to die for these scrawny dogs, so be it.
Mirabelle.
See, the other thing I like this gun about is it shows a complete lack of respect for my enemies, which is really appropriate for this area.
You have given us a chance. Please let us out.
Very well, but I need one of you to kill yourselves horribly.
Anything is better than waiting around in the camp.
We are free, if only for a little while. There are sure to be other guards. Thank you for what you have done, but I'm not sure where to go now.
The mine! The smaller one, remember? Before they stopped digging out the graves, there was light from the surface coming in. I heard someone got away once. I don't know if they made it out of the necropolis, but it is a chance.
24th through the 27th is when I will not be streaming max time. Although I might be streaming the 24th morning, I haven't decided that. But there will be a lore week next week.
Thank you. I don't think we would have a chance without you.
So apparently I should have done the other step first. Whatever.
What do you want?
So I'm freeing the slaves and I killed the guard.
It is not your place to decide for these people.
What? Have you lost your mind? Well, you're about to lose your life as well. This is unforgivable, Acolyte.
Okay. Nice shield. So anyhow, as I was saying. Oh, absolutely, Saldir. Like, you heard the guy talk about how your first step in joining the Assassins is spending time in solitary with no food or drink. Just to, you know, break your will and spirit and all that. Like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they kind of use a similar methodology. I will break you down so you're more pliable. Evil laughter.
The deep tombs hold malevolent spirits from a time when the Empire nearly fell. Chaotic and powerful, they hunger for revenge. I'm sorry, but I must be sure of what you are.
Okay. Oh God. It's the Strangler.
1,000 cuts. You're too slow.
Aizu.
The Assassins use slaves for their golems now, in part because of tombs like this. That was a remnant of the old Empire, the spirit of an ancient invading horse lord. Zheng Sai, the tree that defies the fire, was one of many that threatened to level the Imperial City. The Spirit Monks, your people, stopped them, or so they claimed. I gambled that the vengeful spirits of these marauders would sense if you truly are a spirit monk. So many people are not what they seem to be. I had to be certain.
Okay. Are we done here? Do I need to kill you?
I had to be certain. I won't trouble you much longer. Now that you have disrupted Zheng Sai's spirit, you can take his body from his grave and use it in the extractor. Even in life, his kind were devoid of restraint. His spirit is pure chaos. A shard made using his ancient corpse will cripple the Jade Golem and those it commands. When you finish your master's other task, present the shard to earn passage to the inner chambers. Inside is the information you need to proceed to the palace. I, however, will not be leaving.
I'm sorry, what?
I will make that plain soon enough. Appease your master. When you are ready to enter the inner chambers, I will tell you why your success is so important. This fortress holds many secrets. Some are valuable, some are dangerous, and some are hidden because the dark is where they belong.
Okay, that's a little bit much, but okay, sure, I'm with it, I'm with it. We'll go ahead and take that. So, imagine there's a living person here. Which you can do, I'm pretty sure. You can just go grab a slave and do that to them. There's some screaming involved. But, yeah, anyways. Now, say, obviously, I have never done that. This is post-KOTOR 1 for me. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure you could just go and be really, really evil. Yeah, closed fist my ass. Let's go release the slaves. High hyperspeed. Anyway, Salder, you're probably right. Oh, you will get paid well, and you will get to be part of the Lotus Assassins, and blah blah blah, and then torture. And now it's time to go eat the slaves. I mean, free the slaves. Sorry. You're free.
Thank you again for your help. Thank you. I did not expect to find a kind soul in this place.
Okay, slaves freed. I know it's a shock, Harian. Okay, now I need to find Lynn so I can kill him. I got so many people to kill here. I'd really rather just kill everyone if I could. Is that an option?
Is there something
Ah!
I need?
Sorry. Let's try that again. What's that one? There. Okay. Ahem. Yeah, if we ever find something that scores lower than Anthem, although, you know, some people have posited the idea of scoring Fallout 76, which I'm not sure I would want to do. Thank you very much, Upon a Time. Much obliged as ever, sir. Thank you. And if you happen to know where you'd like to put that, let me know. Mass Effect 5! I don't think Dragon Age 4 is coming out. At least not as a real video game.
Oh, kakawair uksair kop.
Oh no, she's gonna attack me. With 2 other people. No.
Woo wee. Wo off no.
Blah blah blah. Die. I do stand by my statement, by the way. That's not an idle prediction. If Dragon Age 4 comes out at all, it'll be Mobage. Or something similar. You got it, Upon a Time. Give me 1 second. Let me poison this lady. With toad power! Oh yeah! Yeah, get the strut. Oh, let me... Right, okay, so upon a time to Greedfall. And while I'm here... it's a buff. It's a protection shield that I got from one of my gems. It's not. Here we go. I'll look at that in a minute. I'm going to have to cross-reference for that. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. See you around upon a time. Come on. There we go. Alright, now I need to find Hin, or Shin, or whatever his name is, so I can kill him. Now I need to kill my master, and then all of these people. God, I have so many people to kill! Ugh. So much work to be done. Where is Shin? I don't actually remember. As I think I mentioned earlier, my memories at this point are starting to get really vague. Like, for some reason, this whole section is just kind of to me. So let's make a clay golem really quick here. Oh, I have to give him the idea first? Okay. Got it. Let's go give him the idea, then. Hey, dude. I have an idea. I'm going to take Cord, and I'm going to give him a better body. I can rebuild him! I have the magic. And probably the technology. But I don't want to spend a lot of money.
So you were done with the extractor. That spirit shard will allow the Jade Golem to control a battalion of clay golems. Eliminate Shin, and I will present you to Gia. The inner chambers are not usually accessible to acolytes, but you have proven a valuable ally. You will go far in the Lotus Assassins.
So, Master Shin would be disgraced if he was killed by the Golem Press.
An interesting idea. It has happened before, and the victim was certainly considered a fool for letting it occur. But it's impossible.
Why?
You may as well try and drop one of the golems on him. He would never be so distracted as to enter the press. We are Lotus Assassins, after all.
Then I will kill him and put him there.
A possibility. But Shin does not leave the inner chambers often, only to inspect the new slave shipments arriving in the Hall of Induction.
Good question, Dream Whisperer.
You would have to close a great many eyes to get away with an assassination in the hall and moving the body to the press, but it would certainly send a message. The hall cleared of all witnesses, the press operator distracted, and the slave shipment stopped outside in the necropolis before it arrives. A daunting list of tasks. Do it quietly, but use force where you must. Succeed, and I will introduce you to Grand Inquisitor Gia in the inner chambers. A rare honor for an acolyte. Finish the task I have given, acolyte.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. If I ever do a full review of Ride to Hell Retribution, which I hope to God I don't, it would probably rate lower than Anthem. It really would. And that's sad. Even though Ride to Hell Retribution is objectively a better game. Hey, dude.
What do you want?
I'm here to relieve you of your post.
Is that so? Why should I step aside for a new blood acolyte? I have my own position to think about, and I will not be so easily replaced. If you bring an order from Master Gang, I will relent, as he is my master too. Until then, I am not moving.
No, and hopefully not, Gum Gum.
I see. The ways of the Order are mysterious and brutal. If an opening is created away from witnesses, all of us under him will benefit. I understand.
We all go up in the rank.
I will tend to the golems that are being readied for the Jade Golem's command. I do not think I will be able to return to this room today.
Of course.
But a thought occurs to me. If one opening raises us all, 2 openings will raise us further. If something were to befall the good master, just something you might want to ponder.
So, 5 thieves steal a bunch of gold. But you know, a bunch of gold is even better divvied up in 4 rather than 5. And you know, a bunch of gold is even better divvied up in 3 rather than 4. And you know... Anyways, no, I don't think Ride to Hell Retribution will get a second game. It was supposed to. It was supposed to be the beginning of a series.
So, you are the new trainer. You think you have something to show us? Master Shin has us test each of Gong's trainers to make sure they're skilled.
But not too skilled. Am I your next student? I assure you, I am more than capable of defending myself. I was made an attendant because of my skills.
Yeah, the problem is Exar-kun, he wasn't very smart, and he just leapt into the dark side. But he did have a few redeeming qualities, including the fact that he was an absolute monster in combat. He was one of the very rare Force users who really could take on, like, an entire group of people, other Jedi, by himself. What the... My package with Pokemon Shield has just been shipped. That's early, considering it's not supposed to get here till Friday.
Is that so? I would be more concerned about yourself if I were you. Let's move this fight to the Hall of Induction so I have room to enjoy this.
Also, lol, Kira.
Mirabelle.
Enjoy yourself. You've earned it. So this is the hall I have to clear, right? Let me make sure I'm in the right hall. Maybe? So there's... no. Okay.
What is this? Another acolyte feeling their way around in the dark?
I did hear about
It
that
takes
next
some time
time.
for their eyes and skin to adjust. For the first few weeks, they're as easy to kill as newborn kittens.
What do you want, acolyte? We've done our work for the day and don't want to be disturbed. Unless the press is broken, leave us.
Hold up, hold up. How would you know that a kitten is easy to kill? A newborn kitten.
That is unfortunate.
Our tasks are done.
Nothing.
Blah, 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 blah.
We are not acolytes of your petty master.
I mean, I can just kill you.
You are foolish, acolyte.
So be it. You...
Like, okay, obviously, you know, as I've said before, there's joking evil, you know, HK-47, and then there's killing a newborn kitten. What the hell? Why? It's okay. What actually happens is the moment they try to kill it, what they think they kill it, but it's actually teleported away to be scritched and loved. Forever. The Mold Masters dismissed me, and look what happened to them, because I just killed them. Yeah, get out. Actually, let's see what you have for sale first. Not bad, but I've already seen that one. And nothing really useful there. I mean, I could buy that, why not? So, I'll do that. Get out. Yeah, get out of the hall. 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 I'll kill you if you don't get out of the hall. I know, right, Russian hunk?
Ah, are you the student I am waiting for? I can't delay any longer. I cannot miss the window of opportunity for a summoning.
Of course, of course.
As I was saying, golems are playthings, devoid of cunning. The latest stockpile stands idle, waiting for a Jade golem to make them useful. The waste. I will show Grand Inquisitor Gia that tapping the spirit realm for servants is more efficient.
But...
Witness as I effortlessly summon an able minion from the void.
You as a long-term necromancer, let me just say, go for it, buddy.
There are hardly any preparations needed, Acolyte. They want to serve. They tell me so. Golems want nothing. Watch and learn.
Hi, Russian hunk. Welcome to my Twitch.
Sitaka Wowir, Wosair, Yuf Praun. No, no! This isn't right! Destroy them!
Which ones?
1,000 cups.
God, what an idiot. Anyways, welcome to my stream, Russian hunk. And
You saw nothing of this. Nothing. I have to continue my research before Gia knows of my failure. Oh, I know it can work.
I like to chat and interact with viewers. So if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, feel free to share, Russian hunk. Just want to make sure you feel welcome. Because, you know, you are. Okay. Hallway cleared. Let's go ahead and... So we did that. Let's go ahead and talk to Jin, shall we? Have a chat with him. He's over here somewhere. God, that's like one of the only jokes I liked in that entire movie. Walks up to the blind person. You saw nothing. Is he back there? I don't actually remember where he is. I thought I already freed the slaves. Yes, Cord, and that is why you must eat it. Oh yeah, the new shipment thing. What do I do for the new shipment thing? Hey.
You killed Khitan.
Uh-huh.
The life of an acolyte is forfeit when they walk into this place, yes. But for one of Gong's ragged minions to do this is unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you can make such an insult and disguise it as a simple training mishap? You are a fool.
If you are ready, trainer, your next student is waiting. It is my task to make examples of Gong's acolytes who show too much promise.
Okay. By all means.
My skills are above question. Gong is about to lose another of his pitiful acolytes. Come, let's move to the hall, and I will end this.
So,
Mirabelle.
I have a gun. So...
You killed Kai Feng? But he was fully trained.
I have a gun!
Such insolence will not go unpunished. We'll make an example of you soon enough. Your corpse will be dragged before your master.
But Kai Feng was a full assassin. How could he have fallen?
Shut up! This fool will pay. You'll see. You'll regret this.
Yeah, exactly, Kira. I know it's coming soon. But since we're back here, let me check the map. That way. Yeah, at this point, they're just like, no, he can't be that strong. I mean, even if I wasn't using a gun, I'd just be using Toad form, right? And if I wasn't using Toad form, I'd still kick their ass. Like, I'm sorry. This is a no-win for them. I don't even know why they're trying. Oh, wait, yes, I do. It's because they're stupid. You know, my grandfather has a saying. This is not a joke, actually. And that saying is, do not begrudge the stupid. They pay your salary. Yeah. So true. That quote has stuck with me for a long time, because I worked in IT for about 7 years there. Hey, slaves!
You there. Stand aside, or risk the ire of the Lotus assassins.
Oh, there's nothing more I want.
These prisoners must be delivered to the fortress to be inspected by Master Shin. I will not allow you to make me late.
Mm-hmm. So... You're gonna die.
And why is that? Keep your reason short, or you'll be dead before you're done.
Well, it's a little thing I like to call Toad.
You are mad to test an assassin. I'll kill you where you stand.
Like, I love shooting people. It's just, you know, pwong! You know, right in the face there, right? But, gotta vary it up, right? Alright! You gotta do the strut. Alright.
Master, are you taking us to the Lotus Assassins?
No! I cannot allow you to go. You might tell someone what I have done. Yeah, you know, get the hell out of here.
What? Thank you. Thank you so much. I knew someone would stop them. Someone kind and honest.
You are nothing to me. Now go.
Let's hope letting them go does no harm to our cause.
Shut up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, actually, you know what, Kira? You are completely right. It is my fault for not leaving any survivors, because none of them realize how stupid it is to challenge me. Where am I going? The other way. Go ahead and heal up a little bit there. If you've played any of the other BioWare games, Russian Hunk, I imagine this game does look familiar, though. The hallmarks are all over the place. That's pretty dark. To life of a spirit, any spirit, the life of a human is worthless. Fit little more than to be a tool or a toy. That's what that said. Okay, so. Hallway cleared. Slaves saved. Other slaves saved. Multiple people killed. Yes, I did the crazy lady already, Brennian. The flame lady. Hi.
What is going on here? Where are my slaves? The golems require spirit shards.
Yes, I did, Brennian. And yes, I did the next quest.
Rest of my attendants? Delays and laziness will be repaid in blood. No one disobeys my orders.
Blah, blah, blah. So, you and your attendants are all dead. No, I should keep it going for a little bit. There will be no slaves delivered today, Shin.
You are Gang's new acolyte. I see what is happening here. You think to promote your master by threatening me. You are bold, but foolish.
It's Gong's acolyte. The one who dared to kill acolytes under your care, Master Shin.
How could you tell? You all look the same.
Silence! Your lives are nothing. It is Gang's insolence that is the real insult. You thought to make me vulnerable by killing my attendants and emptying the hall? A miscalculation. I am a favorite of Grand Inquisitor Jia. You will die.
1,000 cuts. Ha! Mirror them.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Hi. How are you? Okay, all joking aside, by the way, can I just say I actually really like the look of the Toad Demon form in this game? one of the reasons I do the little strut at the end of combat, because it looks cool to me. So now the real fight. Ah. This is an interesting problem I'm presented with here. I have one other form at the moment, Snapplegasm. Yeah, cool for the era, but still, I do think it looks cool. I got one shot out of this. There we go. And that'll give me enough for this. There we go. So we'll just put him there. And we'll do this. Avert your eyes. Up, yep.
A terrible tragedy has reached my ears. Our respected Master Shin has met his end in a rather embarrassing fashion. I came quickly after hearing of his stumble. Perhaps it was the cold of the sanctum that made him careless and dulled his senses. Open the press. How unfortunate. I will make certain he's dead, but not from too close. I don't want to share his tragically foolish fate. Yes, quite dead. How unfortunate. We should honor our fallen comrade, but I am distracted by thoughts of who will take his place. I think the choice is obvious.
I agree. Completely. Come on. Damn, yeah, completely missed. By a frickin' mile. Good God. I guess I'll just kill him with my fists. Ugh. And yes, Russian hunk. Pong!
Very good, Acolyte. Very good indeed. You have secured a promising future for your master, despite some minor disruptions. With Shin out of the way, I am free to present you and the Jade Golem Spirit Shard to my masters.
Yeah, you know what? Yep. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Although I might be too late. I might literally not be capable of setting it up now. Yep, no, this is too late. Because it just takes too long. It's not worth going back, because I'd have to go back like several autosaves. Whatever.
Very good, Acolyte. With Shin out of the way, I am free to present you. Come to me with...
Blah, 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 blah. I'll kill him later. God.
You are nearing your goal. Grand Inquisitor Jia keeps many secrets in the inner chambers, enough to appease the princess and earn your way to the palace. But you may learn more than she wants to know. I know that I did, many years ago. You know that Master Li tried to stop his brother and failed. I was not there to witness that, so I only have the details that you are aware of yourself. Hui in Tian's Landing told you that in response to that act, Master Li's wife was condemned to death. She was with child at the time. This I know for certain. I was there. I was one of the elite ordered to kill Master Li's family.
You throw these accusations at your superiors and my father, but we have no reason to believe you.
Death's hand brought the order to kill the family. We were cowards if we could not see the wisdom of his order. It was the will of the Emperor. I could not question the orders. They could not be wrong.
So, you know, the soldier does always tend to blame the commander.
Dirge was burning. Your master had fled, and we stood over a woman who had just given birth. I hesitated, and she was killed. For years I wondered what kind of creature could issue such an order, and what I was for following it. It was easier to be a coward than to question the Empire. Now I understand, and I hope I have shown you as well. They broke a sacred trust. I have returned because of that, even though I know what Death's hand is. My fate is sealed, but one secret must live on. I killed them all, my fellow assassins. I would not let them finish their mission. Master Li's child still lives.
Lore shock.
Is there something you...
Oh yeah, and it's Dawnstar. Sorry. Spoilers.
Are you ready to be presented to my masters and participate in the creation of the Jade Golem? It will be glorious.
Oh yeah.
Make certain you have finished all other business and...
Yep, we're good.
Yes.
Preparations are complete. The Spirit Shard is prepared, thanks to the skills of our newest Lotus Acolyte.
And in my efforts to accelerate his training.
Blah, blah, blah.
Shut up, Gong. Your contribution has been noted. Now, we must complete the ritual. A score of clay golems stand idle without a focus. This Jade Golem will awaken them all, direct them as one. Insert the Spirit Shard. Let this legion of immortals give glory to our masters. What? What is wrong? I command you. I demand that you obey.
That is correct, Dream Whisperer. It's okay, it's royalty. That's kind of how that works.
What is the meaning of this? Who has corrupted this Jade Golem? It is linked to a legion of warriors that now run mad. The Foundation will crumble.
You're welcome.
Who are you? Wait, I can sense it on you. You are the one. You carry the other pieces of the amulet.
I am so sorry, Grand Inquisitor Gia. It is my new acolyte. There was some kind of mistake.
Fool! So blinded by petty schemes that you cannot see a threat in our midst? You are worthless! And you, hidden in plain sight like your master, you caught us unsuspecting but not unprepared. Who are you to think you could enter our lair so easily?
Iron Man. Oh, sorry. First of all, thank you, Gary. Second of all, yes, that was me, suggesting the keys are on run. Pokemon Crystal, just to make sure. Third of all, do you want to put that towards a run? I mean, I know you don't care. Nah, alright. It doesn't really matter what I am. I am going to beat you, though.
Defeat us? No. We are well insulated against your kind. Whether an invader, a conspirator, a traitor, we survive by seeing the enemy in everyone.
But that doesn't work.
That is why Death's Hand stands at the forefront of the assassins. He draws attention, diverts criticism, while the Emperor solidifies his power.
Oh yeah, lore shock. The Emperor's actually evil.
You are like every other simpering peasant that has graced our dungeons. What did any of them contribute to the glory of our age before the Emperor dared to make something of them? That is the beauty of what Sun Hai has done. He has taken the raw material of the Empire and extracted something useful. For every magistrate that objects, or peasant that asks questions, another golem is forged, an army undying. But through all this, a threat remained. A traitorous sibling and a hidden protege. We did not know a face or a name, but we knew what they would need. The amulet, its pieces spread like petals to the wind. You have caught a few, but you are far from your peak, and not every golem was linked to this corrupted husk.
So I remember this boss fight sucking.
Goodbye, Spirit Monk. I will inform Death's Hand of your passing.
Mirabelle! Mirabelle!
Hang on. Can we change party members in combat? Nope. Well, shoot. This is gonna suck. This is really gonna suck. I have no mana, no focus, and I have to rely on RNG to get more of either. That also means no health, by the way. Yes, Rajan Hunk. Most of them, I should say. Most of them. Okay, it's 2 down. Now the actually hard ones. Oh no, Dawnstar would be much more useful. Or whichever one gives me focus regen. I actually forget which one that is. I don't think Spirit Thieves works on these. And it does? Holy crap, it actually does. Barely. That's hysterical. Spirit Thief works. Oh, Zoo. Okay, so I guess I couldn't use Zoo here, sorry. Turn that into health really quick. Okay, turn that into health too. Okay, playing it easy here, playing it cautious. Although I'd really like focus, but that's just not happening, so we're gonna have to do what we can here.
1,000 cuts. You're too slow.
Okay, so they're immune to my punches.
Spirit thief.
That's bad. I mean, I could set her to fight. I'm not sure if she'd do anything. Go die. Or, no, this one. Okay, they can be poisoned. That's actually really good. We can slow mode this. Because, yeah.
Spirit.
She's keeping the thing off me, so that's something. And 1 down.
1,000 cuts. Spirit thief.
I thought she gave weapon damage.
You won't see me coming.
Do 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 do. I don't know. Oh, I do know what that is, Gary. Never mind. But what are you having for dinner? Because that's what really matters. Is it at least good pizza? We're gonna die right here, right at the end. Oh, we made it! Oh, that was a little close. God. So, we just got the most overpowered thing in the entire game. So that's nice. We can't use it right now, but we did get it. So, you know, woo. What's that one do? Meh. Save. Oh yeah, speaking of which, yeah, so I've been saving those skill points. Let's, first and foremost, let's get
honored that you have chosen me.
Get someone here who's actually going to support me. I was keeping the other one because, you know, I figured story, but whatever. So, Jade Golem, let's level that up. Let's see. Let's do all of those and all of these. And actually, that's it. I'm good with that. Battletoad form engage, which means we can put the rest of the points into Mirabelle to increase the damage. Which we haven't done to date. Did I just save? Hang on, let me make sure I saved. Other way. Other way. Oh, I should do that too really quick. So let's do that. Look, max time. It's not my fault they don't think to use a gun.
You are strong, but you do not know real power.
Really?
Our strength lies in preparation. We have warriors across the Empire and Jade Golems that are not corrupted. You have diminished us, but it is not a mortal wound.
Seriously, I'd give this game a plus right now if we just shot her in mid-speech.
Will be here soon. You will be my gift to him, drawn as you were by your precious amulet. Live or die, the will of the Emperor be done.
Spirit thief.
Blah, 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 blah. Blood. Or as we like to say, blood and blood. Unfortunately, I still haven't had a chance to recoup, so we're just gonna chill here for a minute. This is going to be a little boring for a minute, so just give me a second here. Well, we started with nothing, so that's the real problem here. And she's still hitting us as we drain her chi. No, I don't think that's negative worthy, Dream Whisperer. Come on. Dawnstar, could you refill my mana a little bit faster, please? Please. 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 Oh god, she's stun locking me. She's actually stun locking me. Oh, Jesus. You know, I'm just gonna start the fight over. Hang on. Let's just do that. Let's make it easier here. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. This jar is invincible. It's the most powerful jar ever known to mankind. I cannot destroy this jar. There we go. Why did you do that when I talked to her? Whatever, game. Blah, 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 blah.
You are strong, but you do not know
Really? Really?
Our strength lies in preparation. We have warriors across the Empire and other Jade Golems that are not corrupted. You have diminished us, but it is not a mortal wound. Death's hand will be here soon. You will be my gift to him, drawn as you were by your precious amulet. Live or die, the will of the Emperor be done.
Spirit beam.
I am going to bake that into a partial negative. Because most cutscenes are skippable, but some are not. And that is partial negative worthy, I think. That'll have to do. Did I not rebind? Oh, Jesus. I didn't even rebind this. Remap. Jade Golem 4. Done. Exit. Or I could get stun locked. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'd reload, but then I'd have to just go through that whole cutscene again. Didn't see that. Literally didn't see that attack coming. It's really hard for me to see her attacks. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm just blind. God damn it. Can I please move? No? No? Okay, there we go. So how's your day going, guys? Bull crap! This is a really irritating fight. My goodness. Especially since there's nothing I can do about that stun lock. Look at that. Oh my god. And of course I can't go back down the hall because screw you, invisible walls are the best. Dawnstar, could you please give me mana a little bit faster? This is actually irritating. And you know what's funny is the only reason this fight is any kind of difficult is because I couldn't refill before it. So I had to walk into this fight with no mana and no focus. And low health. That is the only reason this fight is actually difficult at all. That is actually kind of funny in its own right. No, not that I'm aware of, Dream Whisperer. Oh, I guarantee you that's why they did that. Marathon fights are pretty much designed to test your resources. To make a fight more difficult simply because you are low on general resources. Whether it be cooldown, or mana, or items, or ammo, or whatever. Yeah, I'm more focused on not getting hit, Loner. Sorry. That also requires me to be away from her, since her AoE move is the one that makes it so that she stun locks me. So I'm trying to stay away from that. Mm-hmm. That is not what I hit, but sure. I'll accept it. I like to think that the boss right now is thinking, what is he doing? I don't understand this tactic. He's not even trying to hit me. Dead.
Spirit.
Yeah, Golem Farm really is overpowered. Oh no, it's Vader, not Vader, sorry. And I apparently have no presence. Okay, maybe I do detect him. Nope, apparently I don't. Wow. Ugh.
He's too powerful.
You can tell because we're in a cutscene. We can't defeat him in a cutscene. No, Zoo.
You knew you could not beat me, exile. I wasn't looking for victory. Just a few seconds.
I don't think now is a good time to discuss things. I'd rather not die in here if you don't mind.
I didn't talk to you, lady. You talked to me. Although I did just get a new gems. Hang on, hang on. Let's see what we got here. You got the get the hell out, Jim. Oh, hi. Yeah, so die? Thank you. Yeah, Golem Farm really is just ludicrously overpowered. If it's not obvious. Granted, I have maxed it out, but still.
Mirabelle.
Yeah, so... That's nice. Oh, wrong way, wrong way. No? Where am I going? No, that's the right way. What the hell, game? Hello? Let me use the door, game. Please. There we go. Sheesh. Okay. Oh yeah, because I don't want to do that fight again. Yeah, so moving on. It's time to unlimited power our way through this. Grab this really quick. Got a little more power going on, like you do. You can always have more power, really. Like, is there such a thing as too much power? I don't think so. Well, it's funny, because forms are weak to weapons, Bragwin. So, a golem, therefore, is weak to a gun. So, it makes sense in the gameplay of the game. And I have now fully maxed out the gun, so we are hitting like a truck. As you can see, as we're buried in the rock.
A lowly acolyte walks away. You should have died beside your master, preventing the escape of whoever did this. Unless you had a role in it. Destroy them to be sure.
Okay. Hi! By the way, if it's not obvious, I'm literally one-shotting people with the golem form. His big attack looks like that, but has a lot less range than it looks like. Sadly. He doesn't have a strut like the demon, sorry. Or the toad.
We need to get back to the others. Be careful, there's no telling what the shifting of the fortress stirred up among all these graves.
I know, right, Bragwin? Kill them because clearly they're the bad, or they're the ones who just destroyed everything effortlessly. Come on. There we go. Yeah, she really likes to interrupt me. We need to get going right now. Stop talking to me. But you're the... Okay, okay.
Spirit thief.
Good night, Loner. Have a good one. It's okay, I'm happy now. Because this is now me for the rest of the game. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomp, stomp. Hope you enjoyed that boss fight, because you got 5,000 fights left to do. And I don't remember the way out, so I'm going to look it up. Oh, nope, this works. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple disadvantages to the golem form, but literally it's only a couple. The vulnerability to weapons, which I already mentioned. And they're slow. They have better reach, though, than most of them. Yeah, we don't look cool anymore. Sadness. I remember when I looked cool. Right now! Cool mode engaged. Strut mode. Oh, it didn't let me strut. Oh, come on! Wouldn't let me strut. Stupid game. Trying to be cool. Just for that, I'm going to upgrade the Toad Demon, which I never have, by the way. So we'll just make it cheaper. I mean, can you even call yourself a Toad?
It's been troubling. We should return to the flyer as soon as possible, so everyone can discuss what we have learned.
You know, I would if you'd stop talking to me. God dang it.
So, your lost sheep, Sagacious Zoo, returned to save you. I didn't think he had the nerve.
That's because people are nothing but tools to you.
My dear little Dawnstar, I'm a princess. People bow to me. That is the way things are. Of course, many things are not as I thought they were, if what we learned from Gia is true.
Yeah, the evidence would have condemned Death Hand, and it does the same to your father.
I know what you found and what the implications of it are. The Emperor himself ordered the golems constructed, and the workers were stolen from their homes. By the Water Dragon's mercy, they are enslaved until they die, and then trapped within the golems. I have seen the proof. But how can it be true?
He has taken our master, killed our friends. What if assaulting the Water Dragon is true too? He must be stopped.
No! I will not believe it! We have to go to the palace and give him the chance to explain!
If we confront him, it may not end peacefully.
You will see. This is trickery from Death's Hand. Or someone else.
So, Master Li's family child is alive.
Layers upon layers, as if this wasn't complicated enough.
This isn't that complicated.
Now you are really stepping beyond the realm of reason. Why would Zoo know this?
He was part of the group that sent to kill them.
Only partially, it would seem, or they would both be alive.
Does this change anything? We can tell Master Li and give him hope, but we must rescue him first.
Then let's quit talking and go to the palace. I will lead the way.
I have grave concerns about this. Please talk to me before we leave for the palace. I worry for you if the princess cannot see the danger.
She says she can get my marvelous dragonfly there in one piece. I've had no other options, and I won't risk the finish flying blind.
Everyone be quiet! Are you ready to go? If you have business left in the Imperial City, you'd better finish it. I won't be leaving the palace without an answer.
No, I'm done with these quests.
I thank you, but this has been a great deal to absorb. I don't know what to think about anything. We still have much to talk about, but it will have to wait. I must speak to my father. Forgive me.
Let's do it. Oh, hang on.
You would delay us for a chat with your precious country girl? Pat her head and get back soon. I want answers, and there's only one place left to get them.
Okay. So, sorry. This one. Her. Apparently not. Oh, for God's sakes. Alright, whatever, let's go.
Are you... Good. My father has much to answer for. I know he will explain everything, and if Death's Hand is there, I'll have some words for him as well. Kang, those flags that I gave you, the ones with the royal seals, mount them on your pile of scrap and let's go. I don't want to waste any more time.
Yes, ma'am, no argument. Garish flags to stop the turrets. Just no yelling while we fly. The space is small and it echoes loudly.
See you around max time. Hope the headache
Yes, Princess, at your word.
gets better, basically. Eh. Wee. Well, because he doesn't want to confront his wife, Dream Whisperer. Well, you see, Henson, we needed some eye candy for those who are interested in guys.
We must hurry to my father. This entrance allows me to come and go as I please. There are no guards or sentries here to hinder us. Wait! Someone is coming.
Oh no, it's Bob!
It seems this entrance is no longer as disused as I believed.
Princess Leon, what are you doing here? And dressed like that? I'm sorry, Princess, but Death's Hand ordered this area sealed and...
That is of no concern to me. My father's will is law, and it is to him that I will speak. Stand aside.
I'm sorry, but I can't let you pass. Please, Princess. There are Lotus assassins throughout the tunnels with orders to attack all who enter.
You dare disobey my order? You force my hand!
Princess?
We must reach the throne room unopposed. He will wake in a few hours. Shall we go? Our meeting with my father can't come soon enough.
Okay, throw him over the edge. Whee!
I must hear it from my father's mouth. I must hear how he explains all these lies. The golems, Death's Hand, all of it. You go ahead, but only take one other with you. The rest should guard the rear and only fight if needed. I do not want a full war within these sacred walls. I would prefer to be up front, but if not, I will catch up if there is anything important to say. Come, let's go.
I'll go ahead and bring you with. Why not? I mean, it did in Morrowind. Harriet.
I thought there'd be more half-dressed serving girls with bowls of wine and food. What kind of emperor doesn't have serving girls?
Yeah, even Zeus said that.
Let's get going. Maybe he keeps the good stuff farther in.
Actually, I think that is another dialogue option. Hang on.
I'm a fighter, not a...
Nope, we're wrong.
We should keep moving. It would be most impolite to miss an appointment with the Emperor himself.
I can't believe we're actually inside the Emperor's palace. I must admit, I feel as though I'm trespassing, like I don't belong here. Perhaps the Emperor can give me some courage. I seem to have lost mine.
See you around, Geludo.
This palace, it's wondrous. I never thought a place like this could exist. But the Guardian, he says that something is wrong. It's not right.
There's corruption in here. Okay.
There is no...
Come over, sir. Dawnstar, I'm over here. There you go.
I wish we could have visited...
Oh my god!
Circumstances. I feel like an invader in the heart of my own land. Let's keep moving.
We have officially had peak closeness in the cutscene. Good god. I think actually for the upcoming events... Well, hang on, let's get a save in.
Anything is better than waiting around in the camp.
Bring her along for this one.
The palace is ancient. Some say it was a celestial gift. It shouldn't be misused.
I like how there's just puppies. There's literally just puppies. What am I doing? Hi, I upgraded Toad Demon now. Strut. Listen, women designed... Designed? That's probably the wrong word. Designated? There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. Women designated to entertain don't count as people. Obviously, duh! Listen, you have to understand that these people are evil, and how are we going to show that if we don't have them being so overtly, obviously evil? We haven't gotten that point across yet. Clearly. Ah, it sucks, Brennan. Whatever. So there's that whole skipped content thing I was talking about earlier. Which is funny, because I've been trying to talk to them pretty much constantly, but whatever. And by them, I mean all the party members. Protection of our glorious Emperor has always been the purpose of the Order of the Lotus. The Lotus Monks are the personal servants and protectors of the Emperor of the Jade Empire, governed by the hand of heaven, Sun Kin. They are servants, guards, teachers, doctors, and spiritual advisors. Simple robes and dyed hands. They are an omnipresent and unpredictable force whose importance is disproportionate to their numbers. Anyone who wishes a presence in the court of the Emperor must in some way appease the Lotus Monks. Should someone displease the Emperor or offend the glory of the Empire, the consequences can be dramatic. Fortunately, they watch themselves as well as others, and any who stray are punished accordingly. And the postscript there said, how quaint, blood stains better than any other. Go do that really quick. Am I done? Yeah, no, I'm done with that. What else we got here? Toad Demon. Even more power for the Toad Demon! Don't.
This is one of the many spires within the palace, where visitors are raised as if by the glory of the Empire. Without a guide, you could be lost here for days.
Probably not, Brennan. I have no memory of it, so... Oh no, it's an elevator bite. Oh, never mind, that's our party. I was gonna say... Oh, dizzy mode. Dizzy mode. Or not. That was awfully anticlimactic. So, who's ready for the best voice actor in the game?
Try not to damage anything. The Empire has seen enough disgrace.
Mirabelle.
Don't worry, I won't damage anything. Except for that guy. And that guy. Those don't count, right? I hope.
We are nearly to the throne room. Although my father has let these unseen parts of the palace fall into disrepair, these chambers are the tombs of past leaders.
Screw 'em.
We would be here for days, and you likely know the most prominent anyway. Sagacious Tien, the first emperor, founder of the Jade Empire, and builder of the wall. Cormia, the Swift Arrow, defender of the First Age and commander of the Borderlands during the Horse Lord incursions. Sangsi, the Broken Bow, the first woman to rule openly. She changed more in a single valiant battle than many others did with entire campaigns. The latest tombs belong to the Emperor's brothers, Prince Sun Li and Sun Qin. You have caused me to doubt this, but here they are for your own eyes to see.
Ugh.
That is what you said he told you, but here is the tomb of the glorious strategist before you. Is this all a lie?
Have you ever been inside the tomb?
No, they have been sealed for 20 years. I don't have any more proof than what was announced to the people. I don't know what that is worth anymore.
So, is Prince Qin alive, maybe?
And your next question will be, what is in there if the brothers aren't? I can't say, but my father will explain everything. He has to.
Okay.
But your conviction is disturbing. I will definitely bring this up with my father when we confront him. We are close to the throne room. The longer we take, the more questions I have.
Days turned to weeks as denial of the Emperor's authority continued. The gates of the fortress did not yield until cowards were convinced to turn on their fellows. Victory was as inevitable as the tide, but losses were felt. 2 brothers were claimed by crimes that remained unspoken, lest the heart of the Empire break in the telling. Death's hand rose in their stead, to serve while Sun Kai's returned to life to the withered land. In the weeks that followed, the price of disloyalty was made clear to those in and out of the Emperor's honored grasp. A difficult time full of changes that not all would accept, but necessary cruelties ensured no one in the Jade Empire would ever go thirsty again. And thus ended the Great Drought. Mooah. Ha ha. Ha.
Mirabelle.
Really? Oh no, they have a spear. It's basically, who was asking that? Vigilant. It's basically a combination... Wait, Vigilant wasn't asking. Who was asking about the Europlays? What?
Here it is. The entrance to my father's throne room. I doubt he'll take this intrusion kindly, especially not with the information we've learned. I don't know what my father has done, or what his reaction will be, but I want you to know something.
Okay.
I care for you, and I want to explore what we mean to each other in more intimate surroundings.
This is not the time for this.
We have to face my father, but afterwards we must sort out this mess you have created, this confusing tangle of hearts you keep at your beck and call.
I agree. If I am in your heart, say so. I will not be a secondary plaything of yours.
I choose... hang on. You both feign annoyance to hide your intrigue. We will discuss this after we deal with the Emperor.
So perceptive, and such a skillful tongue.
Oh, really?
You are a vulgar woman, Princess.
And you lie to yourself about it. But that is a topic for another day. The Emperor awaits. I can only hope that my father has been the victim in this. I pray he has the answers I seek. The fate of the Empire depends on it.
Okay, save. So, Emperor Quark.
20 years, Lee. I have waited long enough. Atone for your treachery and give me what I require.
Look to yourself, brother. You would have done the same.
I am the eldest, and therefore the Emperor. I have you at a disadvantage, and yet you toy with me. What do you know, glorious strategist? Where is the spirit monk amulet?
You will find out soon enough, brother.
Father!
Child? What are you doing here? I have important matters. And what have you done to yourself? You look like a common street woman.
He probably dies, Hanson.
And who is this? You invite filth into the halls of my palace? This is not how the child of the Emperor should act.
Not the fingernails, by the way.
Don't lecture me! Master Lee's student brought me evidence from the Lotus Assassin Fortress. You allowed Death's Hand to corrupt the Empire!
Master Lee's student.
My name is Free Hong Kong. I will open your eyes to the suffering of your people.
This child, the very person who tested my Lotus Assassins, brought to my doorstep by my own daughter. Brother Lee, did you plant the seeds for this fool to come here? Layers upon layers, always the glorious strategist. I am the Emperor. I am the heart of the Empire. Death's hand is a diversion. He is Death's hand. My hand. I don't blame you for your foolishness. What can you possibly know? The Emperor is the manifestation of divine power.
That is your role as figurehead. How could you betray the people? Your greed has unsettled the whole of the Empire. The dead no longer sleep.
My child, remember your place. I have no patience for anyone that challenges my authority, not even you. Kill the rest. They are unimportant.
No!
I mean, not like they could.
Enough! I am God, Emperor's son! In my youth, I ruled dutifully, but nature does not respect titles. Withering drought, not battle, threatened to take my throne, but I would not allow it. I assaulted the underworld and claimed the great water dragon, and neither the treachery of my siblings nor my failing body could stop me. I am no longer a slave to time's decay. My actions have brought the Empire great strength, and its Emperor endless power. Who among you would dare challenge my right to rule?
Notice the open cage, rib cage, and the crystal embedded in there. Forgive me, but I cannot let you continue.
That glow. Brother Lee hid the amulet in plain sight and acted as his own diversion, just as Death's hand diverted attention from me. The obvious threat hid the insidious one. Do you even know what you hold, child? What truly led you here?
I mean, I could say you upset the order of things, but I don't care that much about the order of things. However, he is evil, and I do care about that.
But who has set you on this path, and why? Do you blindly follow your master's mantra? Is anything ever so obvious? You were guided to me. What did Lee tell you? That I murdered your people and caused the restless dead? Side effects, afterthoughts. This is about power, and I will add yours to what I have stolen. Even if you are impervious to my sorcery, it changes nothing. I am a god. Come, student of Lee, your quest for death is at an end.
Do you have any idea how many gods I've killed in my career? Things like this make me lament that Armin Shimmerman never really went into voice acting, by the way, because I actually think he does a really good job of it. Hi! Hello! How are you? Nice to meet you. My name's Ultra Death. If you have any questions, you can put all of your questions and comments on the back of the axe as you're being smeared off of it. Like what, Dirk, if you don't mind my asking? I only know him from this one. Although he might be on other stuff and I just don't know about it.
What is this? Weaklings, all of you!
Can't you kill one giant golem thing?
Your defiance grows tiresome, student of Lee. You must learn your place in the order of things.
I mean, yeah, STO, duh. It is not my life to give, and it never was. I do have a gun, though. Which still works extremely well. Ooh, a Latinum Golem. That sounds fun. Alright, final boss time.
Fools! Can you not dispose of one defiant peasant? Very well. I will face you myself, no matter your destiny. You will fall here today!
You know, I bet you're weak to, this. Hey, you are. What a shock. But we gotta finish him old school style.
This cannot be! I am Emperor's son! I am a god!
Told me before.
Strut. Final boss, strut. Well, we did it. Beat the last boss. So much for the Eternal Empire.
Everything has gone as it should.
There's a great deal we have to discuss.
I'm sure there is, my student. Your abilities have grown immensely, but it also does my heart good to see that you have remembered the basics of what I taught. Even the flaws.
Oh, sorry. Well, we're dead. I'm not actually kidding. We are dead. It's okay, though. Remember, dead don't go into the wheel, so we're still around. We're just dead.
Death has come to you, but life can be regained. I will guide you through madness to the light. Follow the pillar of light.
Dude, I want my hair to look like that. Longer, but, you know, same style. You lost! All sorts of stuff. Alright. Confession time. I didn't see that coming first time I played the game. I admit I'm actually a little bit embarrassed by that. Because in hindsight, it's like, yeah. But I really didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, wait, huh? But, of course, as soon as he said, the flaws, it was just, oh. Because I had been paying attention, and I noticed them talking about the flaws thing. And I'm going to go ahead and... So I've actually been sitting on this. You notice I haven't even given this a potential positive, because we've been playing this, you know, without spoilers in mind. But this is a positive I wanted to give pretty much from the word go. And I did want to, you know, I did want to go through it and be like, okay, you know, let's see how it plays through. I do think the twist works quite well. I also have to say that the build-up to it works better than I remembered. I think I talked about this during my rumination, that the twist only really worked the first time. Having spent more time and effort on this, I think I will go ahead and say that I disagree with myself there. I actually think they did a pretty good job of the twist, and there is a decent amount of build-up to said twist, and things make a lot more sense on a repeat playthrough. This is effectively my second playthrough, even though it's technically my third. And I do think that the build-up and presentation of events does work better here than with the KOTOR twist. So, to respond to what Cord said there. So, I'm giving 2 pluses to story. No, it's okay, Facetious. I don't think we actually stumbled over any spoilers. But several people mentioned that they had never actually played this game before. So we decided to keep a mum on spoilers just so they could experience it like we did the first time. And a second positive for... I am also going to go ahead and codify a bunch of other positives here at this point. Which... because we're actually very close to the end. I could probably beat this game today if I tried to push for it. Puts us here in terms of total story positives. Would you believe that most people don't even think of Mass Effect 1 as having a twist, even though it does? Mass Effect 1 does have a twist. It's just, it's such a duh thing that most people don't consider it one. Putting that in there. I guess that's it, actually. We'll just codify that there. Yeah, sovereign. Exactly. So that means we're all codified up at the moment. Part of the benefit, though, and I want to mention this, especially with regards to this game, and this is why I gave it a second story positive, by the way. Plenty of games, books, movies, shows have, oh, we need a twist. So a twist is shoved into it. Star Trek Into Darkness. But what I think is if you're going to do a good twist, this is just my opinion, but if you're going to do a good twist, the game needs to be, or the work needs to be built around the twist from the word go. You know what I mean? It needs to not just be, oh, by the way, it was his sled. No, it needs to be a pillar that is central to the storytelling of, you know, of the entire presentation of the story as it moves around the pillar. And I do think this is a good example of that, because now we don't actually know everything yet, but as we are about to be unveiled, and based on what we just know, everything's going to line up actually pretty neatly, and everything's going to make a whole lot more sense going forward. And there is some good construction to that plot. Yeah, this also adds to the characterization of Lee, the fact that he has been building up to this for a great deal of time. So... good news is I can still turn into a golem while I'm dead, so we're okay. So, we're dead, as I previously mentioned. Where's mine? There we go.
Your master betrayed you, as he once betrayed his brother. A revenge years in the planning.
I also happen to like Lee as a character. So, okay, I'm going to say something weird here.
He trained you to fight a tyrant, but with a flaw. He wanted you vulnerable in your moment of triumph.
By the way, just pointing out how many dead people are stuck here. Just pointing that out. Anyways, I like Lee as a character on paper. I think his voice actor doesn't sell him, just to be blunt. I feel like the voice actor they chose doesn't have the necessary charisma and presence to really sell the role. So I usually have to divorce myself from the acting in order to really enjoy Lee. But I do like the character Lee on paper. He's what I usually call a smart villain. He has been playing the extreme. He's a full-on sociopath, first of all, and we'll see that in a minute. He only sees people as tools that are be useful to whatever ends he seeks. And he has been playing the very long game. He is willing to humiliate himself, he is willing to take loss, and he is willing to suffer if it means it'll be a greater goal. He's always focused on the war, not the battle. He also... His overall goal, which we'll hear about in a minute, is basically order. Like, new order. What I'm trying to say by that is he's basically trying to replace the entire celestial bureaucracy with his own system. Hence the whole becoming a god thing. And yeah, he wants order, no really. Now, I'm pretty sure I can show off the bad ending and then just reload a save, and that's what I intend to do, because the bad ending is horrifying. So we'll get to that in a minute. It's actually not that far from here, as I've mentioned. We're pretty close to the end of the game.
The dragon amulet is in his hands, reassembled. He will consume my power, but all is not lost. Seek my light.
Like, I'm a fairly orderly person too, but I also tend to be anti-extremism.
The throne and my power. He will rule as a god unless he is stopped.
Yep. Yeah, we won't be getting the evil ending, obviously. I don't think we can as of now. Because we need to do some messed up stuff to get there.
The journey is far from over. Time grows short, and we must act quickly if we are to stop your Master Li.
So...
Your master, Sun Li, the glorious strategist, betrayed you. He killed you to claim the power of the Emperor, my power, as his own. You are dead.
No.
I am the Water Dragon, immortal guardian of the path to the underworld. I shepherd the dead, leading them to my holy temple in Dirge, the gateway to the afterlife. But 20 years ago, the Emperor and his brothers attacked Dirge. They burned my temple, slew my servants, and defiled my body so the Emperor could claim my power. When Emperor Sun Hai fell, I reclaimed some of my power, enough to call your spirit here. But now I am fading once more. Sun Li consumes my energy.
You know, I mean, she's kind of slanting this a little bit. What they did was probably bad, but she should probably mention that this was all being done in order to end a frickin' drought, and the source of the drought. This is actually another reason I like Li, by the way. He's not actually in it for himself. Oh, he's got an ego. But he is not like, I wish to rule on high as Sultan. No, he's like, okay, this is a messed up. He doesn't agree with the system, and he wants to replace the system at a cosmological level. So the drought was basically just a symptom. This whole thing was to replace what he believed to be the source cause of that. Now, I talked about this in the rumination, I talked about this earlier. The implication is that the drought should happen, not because lots and lots of people dying is a good thing, but because everything in the world is balanced against everything else. In other words, the drought was necessary for the overall aggregate concept of how the environment was moving, and how people were living or dying here, and etc., etc. It is also implied that because the drought was artificially ended here, it is happening elsewhere. Other places are now having this horrible drought. That's all implied, of course, because they don't go beyond the borders of the Empire all that much, but you get the idea. So, I like this because it's not actually good or bad. It's just, you can kind of see his perspective, and you can make up your own mind about what you think about it. Now, several people in chat have already compared him to Palpatine. I would say that he does remind me a bit of what I consider to be the third EU Palpatine, the one that I like the most as a character, as opposed to the AU Palpatine. He is, in fact, almost the exact opposite of the AU Palpatine. Whereas the AU Palpatine is only interested in himself and nothing else. He only wants to venerate and exonerate himself, and he is selfish to the point of extremism. But the EU Palpatine was one who really did want to establish an empire, set everything up, and be like, alright. The difference is that Master Li is far more interested in an orderly system, whereas Palpatine reached a point where he didn't give a damn, and just kind of was like, yeah, alright, be evil, do whatever. He also wanted to protect the galaxy from the Vong, although that's only the third Palpatine, as I mentioned. And yeah, as Blackfile says, all that water has to come from somewhere, exactly. That's the implication there. And yeah, Li, this is part of the whole Eternal Empire thing we actually talked about a few days ago. This is why Li is a far more interesting villain than the Emperor, even though the Emperor is far better acted. Because... because Li actually does have a long-term plan. That is the big flaw of the Emperor. The Emperor had no long-term plan. The Emperor is like, alright, I've got this eternal water, and I've got the power of a goddess. Like, what else do I need? What? What are you going to do with it? What do you mean, do with it? I've got the Lotus Assassins. What are you talking about? Li is also a much more dangerous villain, because he has a long-term plan. See, I'm kind of with you, Sildir. I'm not in favor of the celestial bureaucracy either. And I'm not particularly in favor of the lady here, who's portrayed as if she's the good guy, but really she is just as complicit in all these events, in my opinion. But it is also worth noting that in my opinion, now this again gets into opinion, what Li has planned is worse. And I will literally show off what Li has planned, because that's the bad ending.
Your former master has long desired power, to impose his will on the Empire. His plan took years to form, but the prize was too grand to let go to waste on his brother's madness. He consumes my essence to become a god, but he does not yet fully control his power. That is why I could bring you here, and why we can speak now.
I haven't decided, Ventures.
My strength wanes. We must act quickly. For you to fulfill your destiny, I must send you to Dirge now, while Sun Li struggles to control his newfound power.
I mean, if this is true, his lies spanned years.
The glorious strategist knows patience. Li has planned this for 20 years. When Dirge fell, he rescued you only because he believed you were a tool he could use. You will learn this and more, but we must move quickly. When he discovers what I have done, he will try to seal this realm and prevent me from sending you to Dirge.
Hang on 1 second. Just need to make sure my thing is set up. There we go. Why me?
My temple at Dirge is defiled. I do not have the power to restore you to life. But I can send your spirit to Dirge, so you may cleanse the taint corrupting my holy sanctum.
I enjoyed it, Trunifor.
Hurry! If you restore the fountains of Dirge, I can restore you to life. If you do not, Master Li will become unstoppable. Seek out Abbot Song. He will help you. Restore the fountains of Dirge. Restore my power, and I will speak to you again.
Well, shoot. Oh, I know, right, Ariant? So, your big guy died. What? Yeah, super dead.
Mirabelle. Mirabelle.
Not that I'm aware of, Gum Gum, no. Although I imagine it's not the bad ending or the evil ending, since those well, I'll just tell you, the evil ending has you taking over and becoming the new god. Basically doing all of Lee's stuff except you're doing it, and you're probably worse because you don't have some long-term plan in mind. You're just in it for the lulz. And we'll see the bad ending in a bit here. Hello? Well, I'm actually probably not going to go ahead and get the optional character.
This cannot be. Is it really possible? I sense the mark of the water dragon upon you. You have returned.
Hi. Are you Abbot Song?
I am the spirit of Abbot Song, slain many years ago by the glorious Strategist. Before my death, I was the head of the Spirit Monk Order. Your order.
Ooh. Okay, so, you mean Lee, right?
Master Lee? He is Sun Lee, the traitor. How out of balance the world has become when one of our order believes Sun Lee to be his master. You are a spirit monk, born here in Dirge and cleansed in the sacred fountains. You were an infant the day the Emperor and Sun Lee attacked our monastery. I tried to save you from the slaughter, only to lose you to Lee when he ripped you from the arms of your dying guardian.
He claims he was the one who saved me. You know what? I'm just gonna go. I guess my whole life has been a lie.
I can only imagine what lies and distortions he told you about Dirge, your heritage, and his own role in events here. But now, you deserve to hear the truth.
Okay.
30 years ago, the long drought struck the land. For a decade, crops withered and died. Starving people across the Empire demanded that something be done. Despite his position, Emperor Sun Hai could not alter the natural order. He demanded that his brother, the glorious Strategist, concoct a plan to rectify this insult. Through Sun Lee's cunning, the armies of the Emperor laid siege to the gates of Dirge. They came to seize the Water Dragon's power and her life-giving waters.
So what happened?
The soldiers of the Imperial Army swarmed over us, too many to count. My spirit monks fought bravely, but I knew the battle was lost. We were beaten. All around me, my fellow spirit monks were dying. I tried to hold the attacker.
Version 2 now.
Prince Kin attacked me, and then Master Lee cut me down from behind. The Emperor ascended unopposed, but already Sun Lee and Prince Kin plotted against him. The glorious Strategist was not content to watch his brother come to power. Emperor Sun Hai, ruler of the Jade Empire, stepped beyond his station and slew the Water Dragon, claiming her power for his own. His brothers tried to strike him down, but they could not know he would be so strong. Infused with the Water Dragon's power, he was now unbelievably powerful. Sun Lee escaped with his life, but he left his brother, Prince Kin, to suffer the Emperor's terrible vengeance. A spirit monk child still lived. He killed your guardian. Claiming his identity, no longer a servant of the Emperor, Li abandoned his fearsome armor to become the master you thought you knew. If you and the amulet were the key to defeating his brother, he might still claim that power. Li disappeared with you and the amulet, escaping the Emperor's retribution. With his newfound power, the Emperor, as a taunt to his traitorous brother, bound kin spirit to the armor Li had left behind. And Death's Hand was born.
Pretty messed up fate, I might add. Kind of similar to the golems, actually.
You were the last of the spirit monks. Sun Li saw our attempt to save you as confirmation of your importance. He believed you were meant to restore what he helped steal. He trained you to be an instrument of vengeance, an agent to succeed where he and Prince Qin had failed. But with your death, the Emperor is now invincible.
I mean, I defeated the Emperor, I'm just saying.
Then the glorious strategist has won. You were the last of the spirit monks. But now you are just a ghost like the rest of us. No one is left to oppose Sun Li.
So, the water dragon said you would help me?
You spoke with the water dragon? Of course. Only she could guide your spirit to Dirge, while all others must wander the mortal world. I worried that our last hope had died with you, but now I see you have come to restore the fountains of Dirge. The first step in restoring the water dragon herself.
Which I'm very interested in doing.
As leader of the spirit monks in life, I am bound by honor and duty to aid you in this task. I swear, I will not abandon you until the fountains of Dirge are restored.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
I can guide you here in Dirge, this lost home of yours. I know the monastery well, and will do everything in my power to help you restore the fountains. The fountains were tainted with human blood, which shattered their seals. The blood that stained them is gone. Replacing the seals should restore them. You are probably right. We must restore the water dragon's power before Sun Li gains full command of her powers.
Yeah, that's the way I always thought of it. Kira White Noise.
You have nothing to fear here. Though many dangerous beings dwell in Dirge, these monks and soldiers cannot harm you.
So, these are the ones who died in the attack, right?
The monks and soldiers who fell during the battle are trapped here in Dirge. Caught in a never-ending war, they fight, they fall, only to rise and fall again. Li cut me down on the steps of the temple. My body fell and my spirit rose. Powerless, I fled toward the outer courtyard, while the battle still raged. I wanted to see if you had escaped. Instead, I saw Li take you, and I found myself trapped out here. The Emperor had sealed the gates behind me.
Okay, so, can we get back into the temple?
My spirit cannot leave Dirge. None of the spirits here can leave. For 20 years, I have been trapped in the outer courtyard, unable to pass through the gates. My hope is that the restoration of the fountain will allow the gates to open. Perhaps inside we can find a way to restore Dirge and free my brethren from this curse.
I mean, how much of the game is left, Bernian?
I cannot say what fate lies ahead. But after 20 years, your return gives me reason to hope once more.
Yeah, a partial reason I ask is I really hate to like cut off in like 20 minutes if we have an hour left in the game. Like tomorrow it's like, okay, here's Jade Empire, and we're done. I will be right back though. Good night, Dream Whisperer. Have a good one. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. This is actually frustrating. Give me a moment. Sorry, those of you watching on the VOD especially. I need to check my website really quick. And a few other things. Here, have some music. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. We're going to chop off here. So...